Good evening, everyone. Welcome to United Adventure Company presents some Delta Green game that we're running tonight. It's a mystery surprise. No, happy April Fool's Day. We hope you enjoy our fun-loving overlay for this Delta Green game. Really put some extra zing into it. Kind of brighten the mood. Delta Green can be so just dark and dark. So we wanted to bring this up and help everyone get a little sparkles in their day. Everyone needs more sparkles, right? It's gonna be a night. Y'all, we're in a mood tonight. Um, I'm Jackal Crossing. Tonight I'll be playing one of the agents. Aaron will be running the game, handling this motley crew tonight for us. I want to say a quick thank you to our latest subscriber, Robin Brush. Thanks so much for hopping on the bus, Robin, and giving us a sub there. If you are enjoying what you're watching on our channel, make sure you hit that like button and the subscribe button. Easy for me to say. Don't forget to ring the bell so you get notified every time we go live, and join the Discord. There we go. Have I said it all? Oh, I almost forgot the most important people of our channel. That's our Patreon members. Thanks so much to Lord Thorin, Nathan, Aaron, Richard, and Two Wolf Design. This list is getting longer every week, y'all, so I might just have to start putting them in the credits, and I'll have to start making show notes to remember everyone's names. So thank you all so much for your Patreon support. It really does help the channel grow quite a bit. In fact, we just purchased a new game tonight to run soon, hopefully, based off of those Patreon dollars. So thanks so much for that. I think that's about it. We've got some D&D tomorrow night, Delta Green tonight, and anybody got anything else? No? All right. Well, I will throw it over to the center square, to Aaron, to our handler tonight, to get us started. I think we are in Alaska.
All right. So the four of you were, each of you was in your domicile, doing whatever it is that you do in your free time in the evenings, whenever you're off work from your day job that pays the bills. When you heard, and you had already received a letter in the mail marked past due the previous day, which is generally the sign from your handler that there will be an assignment coming due very shortly. Each of you were in your respective homes when you heard the familiar slam against your door, and you opened the door, and there on your welcome mat, your stoop, what have you, there was a dead bird with a note tied around its broken neck. You open the note, and it was a QR code. Scanning the QR code, you were taken to a website with a single blinking cursor, and you typed in the 42-character password, which had been mailed in the previous day's past due envelope. In doing so, you were given flight information, which could be used in order to secure a flight on Spirit Airlines, taking you to Alaska. And as you all arrive in Alaska, you all are at the same gate in a hangar that is little more than what do they call the airports? It's an airport that's a little more than a hangar without windows. There's just doors, and they're marked as a gate, and you're told that you'll be taking a bush plane further north to Dawson, Alaska. The four of you are not strangers necessarily. You've worked together enough that you have some level of familiarity with one another, and you all four load into the bush plane. And once the plane begins to take off, there are you put on your the headsets so that you can talk to the pilot, and the pilot begins speaking to you, and just begins talking to the four of you. And he says that you're heading that he is aware that he was instructed to tell you that you are heading to Dawson, Alaska, um, and that there's something concerning with the going on among the hunter population up there. The Inuit tribe that is, or the Inuit people who live nearby, were the ones who actually alerted or put out the alert to request assistance, and that there are among the local hunters and the local, you know, gold searchers, I guess, you know, guys out there trying to lay claims and pan for gold or dig for gold or what have you, that you'll be able, that the pilot tells you you'll be able to figure it out real quick once you land. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm just the messenger. So you fly north and into a mountain range, and as you know, it's a bush flight. It's not super comfy. You drop down below the clouds, and you see that you're going to be landing on a lake, Dawson's Lake, and you know it's a water landing. It's not the most comfortable, but it, you know, could be better, could be worse. You taxi over to the a dock that extends out into the lake, and the pilot expertly pulls up next to it, and gets out, walks around to your side or to the dock side of the plane, opens up the door for you, and goes ahead and throws your bags onto the dock from the back where he had a third row, and he begins fueling up his plane and points toward a small grouping of buildings and says, "You'll find everything here right there," and wishes you the best of luck.
Quick question. What
Yes.
time of year is it?
We will say that it is currently spring, early spring. So we'll say it's, you know, March, April. Still cold.
Okay. Yeah, I was curious about the amount of daylight, so
You've got a decent amount of daylight. We'll say, you know, you probably pull about 8-10 hours.
okay.
Southern Alaska.
We don't look like he like there's no vehicle to meet us. We're just hoofing it over to the buildings, correct?
Yeah.
Well, make sure you do your stretches, everyone. Get work out those plane legs. Agent Kellogg starts to do kind of little stretches up and down.
Are you starting your calisthenics routine?
No,
See,
but
this is why I start every day with a healthy regimen of yoga and a 5-mile run. It keeps me in perfect shape. And Agent Kraken is a fit, trim, basically a textbook of the average yogi and athletic person. About early 30s. So
A lot of Patagonia.
yeah, and she, just without making really much of any impression in what snow or dirt might be there, just kind of quick foots it right over that way. Come on, everyone! It's not that bad. It's really not. Let's go.
Agent Kool-Aid is kind of scrawny and forgettable looking. He hits his vape and then picks up his bags and follows Agent Kraken.
Agent QE is very nondescript in pretty much every way. So she's got light brown hair, brown eyes, She's average height, average weight, and everything about her outwardly appears to be very average. She rolls her eyes at Kraken and starts walking towards the buildings.
Agent Kellogg, just for a description, is kind of a thin, heavily spectacled man with a perpetually cheery attitude, and he starts to follow, but he realizes, oh crap, I'll be right with you. Rushes back to the captain as his fueling is, Captain, I'm sorry, I couldn't help but you notice that when you flew, you did more left banks than right banks. And I just want you to be careful about doing that. You know the sort of things that can cause. So try and even it out a little bit if you don't mind. Thanks.
All right. He just kind of looks at you and is just nods. Okay. Roger that.
Great. We see eye to eye. Okay. And then trudges after them. He's not fast or strong, so he'll be a little bit behind.
Yeah. So as the four of you make your way down the dock, the first building that you come to is pretty clearly like a transportation center. On the outside, there's a bulletin board, and there are various odd jobs that are posted on this bulletin board. You also see where there are all the odd jobs pertain to logging, exploring, looking for gold stakes, looking for areas where, like summer campsites could be set up for tourists and whatnot. There's quite a few like, what's the word? They're not missing personnel, right? It's where people sign in to the area, right? So there's a log of people who have flown in and have signed in. Okay, there's no sign out log, but just a log of people who have signed in. You do see some names. Some people have scratched their names through. Some people have Sharpied their name completely off, like it's full redacted. But yeah, you're up here in the Yukon wilderness, and civilization right now looks to be about these 15 buildings that are all closely related, like close to one another. The rest of the transportation center, if you look inside, it's almost like a welcome center. There's maps on the wall, the area, there's like a one with a red arrow, pointing at it, you're here. There's a smartly dressed woman inside behind the counter who appears to be going about organizing pamphlets. It almost seems like she's starting to get ready for tourist season. And there are also postings on the bulletin board for, what's essentially a bush taxi, someone who will allow you to either rent their car or they will drive you, just various different people. So, there is business to be done. Across the street from the travel center, you see a bar. It says bar/restaurant. That's all it's on the sign. Just bar/restaurant. You look up and down the street, you don't see any others. There is what is pretty clearly a doctor's office / pharmacy. It's a combination. You see a city hall / hall of records / public library. There is a building that is marked school. It is about the size of a gas station. And then a variety of other buildings that are, there's retail, like supply shops, like a general store kind of thing where it's like a hardware store that sells groceries. Basically, like you get the vibe looking at the windows. Yeah, the road here is paved, but you can tell from the tracks on the road that it's not paved for long. There's a lot of mud and dirt still caked on everywhere. And looking at that tracks, it's a lot of off-road vehicles. So with that, yeah, there's also hunting expeditions on the bulletin board. I don't know if I mentioned that. So what do you guys want to do?
Did we have a specific contact we were supposed to make connection with here?
You do not actually have a contact. You were told that there's an issue going on that is affecting the hunters, that and that there was not too much else that was being shared. I will say, if you guys want, that it is, well, whatever time you want to land, but it's probably later in the afternoon, like sun is setting. You know, it's not like these flights are easy to come by.
I guess we ought to look around and see if we can find a place to stay for the night. I
Yeah.
certainly don't think the group of us are well suited to go out in the bush in the middle of the night. And I kind of look at everybody like, mm-mm.
Oh, no. You're absolutely right. I don't want to go out in the bush in the middle of the day, let alone in the middle of the night. So yeah, absolutely. Let's get a place to rest.
You
Perhaps.
do realize you're not going to have a choice, right?
I mean, I know, but I just don't like to. Does that make
Don't
sense?
wear your nice yoga pants.
I didn't even bring my nice yoga pants.
Okay.
They're not insulated. These are. And perhaps they have rooms at the bar. That seems like a thing that happens, right?
Well, we can at least ask.
Like the way you think. I could go for a drink myself.
All right, Kool-Aid. We know how you like to get into that Kool-Aid.
That's
All
my
right,
guy.
let's go.
Yeah. You do notice that Agent Kellogg is glancing at the pamphlets and kind of fidgeting a little bit as he's seeing the woman putting them there, but he's like, okay, yep, going to the bar. Sounds good.
Do you want to go and look at that,
Yeah.
Kellogg? I mean, we don't all have to go to the bar.
Yes, I do. I really would like to, if you don't mind. I can catch up. It won't take me very long. I just gotta fix something.
Okay. Kraken, do you want to go with him?
Sure. What are we doing? Wait. Going to look at the little pamphlet thingies? Yeah, that sounds safe enough. I'll go.
Safe enough.
What excellent priorities you have, Agent Kraken.
All right.
Hey,
And I'm gonna
me
walk
and
to the
you,
bar.
Kiwi.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the bar. Hope they have some beer.
Kiwi and
All right.
Kool-Aid.
We're gonna start off with Kiwi and Kool-Aid. So you guys walk into the bar/restaurant, and as you walk in, it is as you're approaching it, you realize the building is a lot larger. Once you walk in, it's a lot larger than you thought it was. It extends back quite a ways. As soon as you walk in to the left, there are a number of booths. It looks like they are hardwood backed, and they have some padding on the seats, although it does not look to be the most comfortable. There are a number of the pool tables that you put in the quarters, and the push in to release all the balls. There to your right, there are also dartboards to the right. Although you're pretty sure that if you're playing, you'd be throwing over the pool tables. And then a little further ways down, you have on the right a bar, and through the bar you can actually see there's a kitchen behind the bar, and there's food, like a window, a pass-through window where the food would be put up on the window. There are a handful, there's a collection of people at the bar and at various tables, and you can, they're talking, and as soon as you open the door, they all look at you. And just everyone is interested. They just pretty much whatever they were doing, they kind of slow down and watches the two of you approach the bar, and the bartender walks over and looks at you, looks like over at a calendar, and then looks back and is like, y'all are a little bit early for tourist season.
We wanted to beat the crowds, as it were, because I know
Ma'am, I
you
don't
get a
think this
lot of
place has ever had a
crowds.
I don't think this place has had a crowd ever.
Yeah, I didn't figure as much. No, we just felt like, we had to get away from the city. It's stifling. I needed to be outside for a little while, but we were hoping that you would be able to tell us where we could get some lodgings while we're here.
I mean, there's the motel out back.
Oh,
You could definitely stay there. Uh, they have vacancies. So yeah.
do you have beer?
Yeah, of course. And just reaches down and pulls out two beers, Coors Lights, and sets them on the bar, opens them up and sets them up on the bar in front of you. And obviously the bartender is a little, I mean, taken aback, like does not see people that he does not know ever, like except for during tourist season, and just is kind of stunned and is just like, so what are you guys thinking about doing? It's a little early for camping.
Well, I was hoping that we could do some hunting.
With that, you see quite a few people at the tables' heads just kind of perk up and turn and look at you. And you know when you've been made to be a mark. Like, and you hear some people, they start talking. They're like, "Oh, what are you looking to hunt? I mean, if you're looking to go hunt caribou, and we've got some. I've got places. You hear one guy talking about ice fishing, another one talking about bears. They are just kind of everyone's just kind of giving you a pitch, almost, that they would be willing to be your hunting guide.
Oh, that is absolutely fabulous. I'm so glad to hear that there are hunting guides here. I'm gonna look at Kool-Aid and I'm gonna say, what do you think? What do you think that who of these fine gentlemen do you think would be the best to see us out on an expedition?
Kool-Aid is gonna pick up his beer and say, "Gentlemen, y'all know me. Y'all know what I do for a living." And he sees if anyone sort of reacts to that. Jaws? Nobody? Oh. Well, we're certainly not going ice fishing then. I'm thinking caribou?
Yeah, I think caribou sounds good. I don't know. I kind of agree. Ice fishing, meh. Bears seem like they might be a little hard to kill for, us. I mean, we're
I've heard
relatively
that about bears.
experienced, but I've never hunted bear before. So,
All right. So the guy who was talking to you about, sorry, give me 1 second. The guy who was talking to you about hunting caribou, he stands up and walks over to you, and he looks around. He's like, how you guys doing? I'm actually heading out in the morning. Name's Tom. And he extends his hand out, you know,
hi,
just kind of
Tom.
holds it out between the two of you.
And I'll reach to shake his hand. I'm Carla.
Nice to meet you, Carla. Uh,
Kool-Aid? No relation.
all right, Kool-Aid. I'm from the local. I actually am a hunter for the local Inuit tribe. I'm not full Inuit, but I still support my family. So I actually am planning on going out in the morning. I need 3. I can fit more in my truck if you guys wanted to get one for yourself. Now, if you're only looking for trophies, then I will take you and you can just take you can purchase a trophy from me. Um
I really think we want to go out in the field. And I'm gonna look at Kool-Aid and then I'm gonna say, do you think our companions would be willing to go in the morning?
how many of you are there?
4 total.
Oof. All right. Yeah, we can do that. 2 of y'all don't mind riding in the back, right?
Oh, I mean, our companions, they have no problems with that whatsoever.
All right
I
then.
think it'll be just fine.
All right. Well, I usually get started about 5 o'clock. Catch the caribou while they're moving. They'll be getting ready to settle in for the day about the time we get to where we're going.
That sounds reasonable.
All right. All right. Well, I'd give you a cell phone if we had a cell phone tower, but I'll just meet you guys here at 4:45 out front.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
All right. Well, glad that I can help you. And I'm glad that you guys be able to help me. Oh, by the way, my day rate is 200.
Okay. Is that for the whole day? Per person or just
I'll
for all
take
of
you.
us?
Uh, you said there are 4 of you
Yes.
because you're early enough in the season. Yeah, we can do 200, 8 hours.
That is perfect. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, I'll see you in the morning. And with that, Tom just kind of goes back, picks his beer up, and walks out the front door. You hear a truck start up and drive away. We're going to jump across the street to the travel center where Agent Kellogg and Kraken have stepped into what turned out to be a remarkably comfortable little travel center. As you walk in, you look around and you begin to notice this has got a little bit of a community center vibe too. Like, it's got kids drawings, not too many kids, but then it talks about, you see the pamphlets for tourism, obviously, but then there's also flyers for community events and, whatnot. You have a one pamphlet there advertising for a church that is, they call it the Frontier Church. It's outside of town because they ain't got time for civilization. They live amongst God's creation. And then various other pamphlets covering campgrounds, hunting sites, local kind of flora and fauna information about the area. A general map. It'd be kind of like looking at a map from Disney World. There's absolutely no topography on this thing. There are, some river, or you see the lake. You can see some streams on it, but there's not a lot, not much else. But there are labels for different areas. Yeah. And the lady is surprised when you come in. Her eyebrows go up and the performance smile comes on. Hi, what brings you to Dawson?
Just, the love of the outdoors, and just thought we'd take in some sights while we're here. Isn't that right, dear?
Agent Kellogg looks up from the pamphlet thing where he has taken one of each and is now carefully moving them around to different areas than they were at the beginning. Yes, of course.
Are you rearranging all of the pamphlets or just one of each pamphlet?
No,
'Cause,
he's
you know-
taken one of each, but he's
Okay.
rearranging whole stacks around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any method to this rearrangement?
Sure, for Agent Kellogg, yes, he's disrupting the ritual that she was inadvertently about to perform.
Oh, okay. So you got hypergeometry or unnatural
Oh,
or
he's got a natural, but he's also passed a few breaking points on his way there.
that's fine.
So yeah, he's convinced that people unintentionally are about to perform things. So yeah, he's just
Okay.
making sure that she's okay.
Do you want to make a roll for that?
Sure. What are you thinking, like a stealth? Or
Oh
are you
no, I
lucky?
mean for the effectiveness with which you
yeah,
broke
yeah.
the ritual.
All right. Let's see. 79 out of 40. Not my best work.
Oh man. All
I'm
right.
gonna have to come back later.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get them all placed and you're looking at them and you're just like, oh my god, there's just
Strong here.
oh
Strong
shit,
here.
there's so much, like there's so many lines here that are just overlapping.
Okay,
It's-
I'm just gonna take all of one of the stacks then, just to be careful. I'll take the
Okay.
church one. That one, the church is always, they're kind of worrying. So yeah, I'll take
Okay.
all those pamphlets with me.
Yeah, there's just a stack, maybe 3/4 of an inch
Great.
deep, and you just like slide them all out and pocket them.
Great.
Yeah, and while he's pocketing things and moving them around, I'm gonna use my my magnetic distinguishing feature with my 85 charisma to just keep this woman engaged and conversating about all of the fun and interesting things that nature types like to do when they come here, and what are some great sights to see. Just letting her do her tourism spiel and egging her on and just pulling it out of her.
Yeah,
The
you
hunting, especially. Yes.
Yeah.
yeah you start talking to her and she just starts pointing at the different maps on the wall, and just talking it just very calm but obviously very excited about the subject matter and indicating all of the different areas. She's points out, she's like, oh yeah, just to the north of here, that's where we have a lot of caribou hunting going on, because they come down out of the mountains and follow the river to the lake, and then they drink at the lake, and this is pretty much the most open ground in the area. So, and then that river, actually, where it travels up, there's an old paddle boat that broke down decades. I mean, if I had to say, I'd probably say it's been 90 years since that thing stopped working. It just froze over one day, got stuck in the ice, and then they tried running it too soon, for the freeze came in,
Oh,
froze it in place, and then next thing you know, they there were holes in the side of it. It just kind of sunk in place. You can still reach it though. It's still visible above. Part of it's still visible above the water.
wow, that sounds interesting. I'm not really, no. Now, he likes exploring places like that, but not me. I don't like going in the dark places. No, that's not fun. But
I mean, it's in the open. It's just on the river.
well,
to the north.
maybe if he were to keep me safe, I would do it. But so caribou, you say? Wow, that sounds awesome. Is there like a guide that we could use to maybe take us on a viewing tour of these caribou? I would.
Absolutely.
I know you said people hunt them, but I just can't see hunting things unless you're going to use them for food. So I would just like to take pictures of them.
Oh yes, absolutely. There are all of the hunters gather across the street. They tell their stories every afternoon, and I'm sure you could find someone who'd be willing to take you out to go spotting. I will tell you that some of these hunters, hunting is their livelihood, and so uh, they may want compensation beyond what would be normal. You know, frequently bear, because of the danger involved, that's a rather expensive hunt. Although if you're into ice fishing, I mean, we have 3 hours away, you can be on a lake frozen solid, high altitude ice fishing. There's nothing else like it.
That sounds pretty fun.
Uh,
Maybe.
Yeah, what about the native Inuit population? Is there do they have an area where we can talk with some of them?
Oh, I mean, they do have a settlement to the west, north and west of here. Actually, the river that goes that feeds into the lake, if you head north and west from here, it comes out of the mountains. So it flows away from the ocean, which is kind of, it's unique because all other rivers in the United States flow toward an ocean. But our river, because it actually flows out of this mountain, gravity just feeds it away from the ocean and to us.
That is rather interesting. Indeed.
But they have a settlement up there.
Are they friendly to outsiders? I don't want to get us in trouble. I don't want to go somewhere we shouldn't be. Kind of glance over at Agent Kellogg like, remember that time?
I mean, some people are friendly, some people are not. Same as in the rest of this town. You'll find people here that are not friendly, but I think most people here are just trying to survive and be left alone. So as long as you're not getting too into anybody's business, you'll probably be met with, at the worst, some stifled politeness.
Is there anyone we should be careful of while we're here? We want to have as pleasant a visit as possible.
Hold on. I mean, there are a number of the gold stake crews. We got stakers up here. They're up here looking for gold, panning for gold, checking for the area to see if there's any sort of mineral or anything like that they can obtain and sell the mining rights to. Not too many of the oil workers are up here. It's too cold to drill right now, so a lot of them, they usually show up come end of May, beginning of June, and they're gone by September. But yeah, there's Jason Bell of Bell Prospecting. He's one of the locals. One of the Bells are a family. They've been here for a few generations. But he owns Bell Prospecting. He's one of the gold stakers. He would be someone who would know a lot about what's going on, although he is kind of a miserable human being. It's a hard life. There's not a lot to be happy about when you're a staker. But there's
I suppose if you found anything, you would no longer be miserable or sticking around.
I suppose you're right. There's also Troy. You might find Troy. He's a geologist who does research up here. Let's see. Cameron. There's Cameron. He's one of the younger citizens here. I would say he's probably the fourth youngest. He graduated high school 2 years ago, so I guess that makes him about 17. So yeah, Cameron, he actually works with Mr. Bell. There are a few others. Jason. There's also Tina. Tina actually works across the street back in the kitchen. She's an absolute delightful human being. The best biscuits and gravy in town.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Biscuits and gravy. Mm.
Yeah. Well,
Sounds
that
like it'll
sounds
stick
like
to your ribs.
that might be all we need for now, but thank you. We never got your name. I'm sorry, miss.
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Julie.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Julie.
Well, thank you, sir. And what are your names?
I'm Mr. Kellogg, please.
Oh, Mr. Kellogg, Mrs. Kellogg, it was a pleasure to meet you both. And if you do need anything, please don't stop by. We here in our little corner of creation, we are just always pleasantly surprised to see tourists showing up earlier. And they say that climate change isn't real. They just don't know.
I tell you
But,
what, they
Early
just
bird gets the worm.
or in this case, the caribou. Oh, thank you so much, Julie. It's been such a pleasure. You've been just a wealth of information. We'll see you around, I'm sure. We'll tell Tina you said hello and to her biscuits.
well, if you guys are going out, you might want to go down to the general store and get some supplies because they're going to close soon. But those hunters will be there for a couple more hours.
Can't wait
All
to hear
right.
their stories.
Might be a little violent for us, but we'll see. We'll see.
All right. And she goes back to dusting and organizing, and you see her pulling stuff out of drawers and setting up little things with talking about the area.
Agent Kraken,
Yes, Agent Kellogg.
we need to keep an eye out. I don't know if you noticed those children's drawings. I'm concerned about the things they've seen.
Yes, I've heard stories of children drawing strange things. Also, did you see the stuffed bobcat looking thing that looked out of place here? I don't think they have those here. I think that was imported. It's a decoration. That's not right.
Interesting. We'll keep an eye on it. Just keep an eye on it. He pushes over a stack of pamphlets on his way out. Something wrong about this Julie woman. But yes, let's hit up. She does have good advice. Let's hit the general store. Make sure we have enough for a hunting trip of some kind.
Indeed, let's.
All right. So with that, you guys come out of the travel center as you see a large pickup truck turn the corner. It's an 84 Chevy Cheyenne, long bed, jacked up, large 35-inch tires. Either of you have any sort of automotive background or anything about
Mechanic.
You have mechanics?
Yep, I have mechanic. Yeah.
Roll
I've got
that.
decent drive, but that probably doesn't apply.
Roll that.
92 on a 30. I think that's a fail. It didn't say I had a lot.
No, it's cool. I mean, honestly, like you had 30. If you had a 40, I would have just given you the information. But yes, Chevy Cheyenne is a car. It's a truck. So it is an older pickup truck. With your 92, you'd say, like I said, it's a 84. It's been painted matte black. Just
With like a paintbrush
like primer. No,
Okay.
like spray primer. Like obviously, being up here, not a lot of use for a good paint job. Just a paint job. Keep the rust off.
Gotcha.
And you see it just takes off down the road. Now, I will point out it is not a loud truck like you would expect, especially having come from the main 48 where you have people who own trucks that for some reason alert everyone when they're going anywhere. It actually is it is tuned. I'll give you this, Kraken. You know that for that truck to be that quiet, it's intentional. That thing is tuned to be able to drive that. It should be way louder than it actually is, just because of the age.
Interesting. It's not smoking or anything.
No, it's
I'll comment to that, like how smooth it's and clean it's running, and comment, wow, that's for such an older vehicle. He really keeps that thing in tip-top shape. He must be aware of the pollution that it creates.
I would have I would expect it's a hunter. He uses it to sneak up on things.
Well, I guess that makes sense too. You're so practical.
We have a lot of good ideas.
do either of you have an alertness of 40?
70.
Okay, yeah. There's no license plate.
Breaking the law. Well, I suppose not a lot of people will check on them out there with the missing license plate. But how many people can honestly? I feel like everyone would know everybody up here.
Yeah, seems the case.
You just got to be careful with these weird insular ones. You always get those weird like outcroppings of cults and stuff, and pretty soon everybody's it's a mess. So keep an eye out if we see more of these trucks.
Yes, indeed. I'll keep my eyes peeled for that.
All right.
Well,
We're gonna jump across the street. Kiwi and Kool-Aid, you guys have been sitting here drinking your beer, and as you're drinking your beers, you're just kind of talking to the bartender and listening to everyone else, and the conversation kind of starts back up. The bartender tells you his name is David, and that he he's like, I actually inherited this bar from a distant relative who died, and no one else wanted it. Like, I wasn't even actually supposed to get it. It's just after 7 people said no, someone, was bound to say yes. And I was the first one to say yes. But there's good people up here. It's not easy living, but it's simple. And
So
yeah, go
why
ahead.
did the rest of your family say they didn't want to take it? Just because they didn't want to be this far out of the way?
I mean, you just got here. You can ask me that question again tomorrow.
Okay.
Well, I
Yes,
for
it
one
does
am
take us.
happy to see a town of proud, hardworking Americans. What? He's looking at you, kid. The camera will pick up my beer.
Yeah.
There's something to be said for this kind of life. The hustle and bustle of the city is tiring.
Yeah. That's kind of why I came up here.
Yeah, you see, we're from New York City, so this is
Okay.
the break I needed.
Yeah, I was a computer programmer in Phoenix, and I would have let someone shoot me if they promised to get me away from that heat. So yeah, I mean, this just I was burnt out, and that city was burning up, and so I just gave it all up and came up here.
Do you regret it?
No. Have you ever been to Phoenix?
I have not, but I do hear it gets in the triple digits.
Okay, you fly to Phoenix and just stand in the airport, you'll never come back. It's terrible.
Fair. I don't really have much of a desire to go to Phoenix, so you know. So the guy that we just hired to take us out on a hunting trip tomorrow, what do you know about him?
Tom,
Yeah.
he his old man came from the settlement. He was a doctor up there. Only for indigenous people though, not for any of us. Not because he would if he was asked. I imagine he's a nice enough fella. It's just, different ideas of medicine. But they're good people. Tom, he's a hunter for the settlement. If he's taking you out, then he's probably going to go stock their larder. And so, did he tell you? He said 3, right? He's looking for 3.
That's what he said.
That he did.
All right, that should be a pretty decent trip right there. Probably take them a good 6 hours to get 3. And if any of you can shoot, then that would probably you bagging one wouldn't be a problem.
I'm reasonably good with a rifle. I mean, I am a city girl, but I'm reasonably good with a rifle. We'll see. We'll see. I'm hopeful. We'll just put it at that.
Well, if you need hand warmers, make sure you get them from the general store. A lot of tourists come up here and end up dropping their rifles in the mud.
Fair point. Yeah, we'll have to take a trip over there.
They also have rifles at the general store if you don't have one. And he looks around, noticing like y'all's bags are backpacks, like they're light. You don't have a gun case.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I will need to go and pick up a rifle.
And it's pretty common. They also sell used ones from last season. Save yourself a little bit of money. Just ask.
Oh yeah, that's the economical way to go about this. All right. Well, at some point, I figure my companions are gonna find their way over here. Can I have another beer?
Yeah, absolutely. And he pulls up a beer, pops it, puts it down on the table. He's like, $5.
Everything's gonna be more expensive here, I know, and I'm just gonna hand him $5.
Yeah. Yeah, he takes the cash, turns around, there's like a cash register. He just hits the button to open the till, puts it in and closes the till. And turns back around and he's like, it's just, everybody's gotta live.
Yes, and I know that the logistics that go along with bringing supplies up here makes everything more expensive, right?
It does. It's good that you're here off season. That could have been a $10 beer.
And then I would have thought that I was at the Yankee Stadium.
Yeah. He just kind of laughs and he's just like, yeah. But if you guys want food, Tina back here, she's probably gonna close the kitchen down in about 30 minutes. Now it's time to order.
What do you serve?
He pulls up a menu and hands to you. It's all diner fare, burgers, hot dogs, breakfast food. Imagine you're at a Waffle House. Okay. Yeah. And now imagine if that Waffle House got its meat from buying from hunters. There you go.
All right. Caribou burger it is.
Exactly. Yeah. He turns around and you hear him holler into the back in Spanish. If anyone speaks Spanish, then yeah. And then you hear him. If either of you speak Spanish, I should be more specific. You hear him holler back there and you hear someone else yell something back at him. And he turns around and is like, all right, yeah, 15 minutes. What about you?
I'll use biscuits and gravy look pretty good. I'll try that and another round.
All right. And he hollers back through the window. While he's doing it, he opens up the beer and puts it down on the bar.
Sure, I'll take out a 5 and hand it to him.
All right. Yeah, he takes that. Yeah, he wasn't going to say it again. And he puts it in the cash register. Same thing, turns around, hits the button. Cash register at this point is really just holding cash. Like, it's not tracking anything. There's no receipts coming out. It may actually, it sounds like it should be printing a receipt, but there's no paper coming out. Like, put it in, close it up. Yeah, so you guys just gonna get drunk and eat food?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool.
Yeah, my thought is eventually that Kellogg and Kraken are gonna come over here because we told them we were coming here. And in my mind, I'm like, we told them we were coming here. They know they're supposed to meet us here. That's like how I'm thinking about it.
We can swing by on the way towards the general store. We may not stay and chat yet, but
Well, I mean, they're literally across the street.
Yeah,
So if you
right.
guys are gonna go in, we're gonna jump back to you guys. Kiwi, Kool-Aid, y'all's food comes. You're drinking beers, eating, having a good time, talking with David, the bartender. If some of the other hunters come in and, they saddle up to the bar and they're talking about all the wild stuff. Like some of them are telling some wild tales, and everyone that's listening to it, like you see some people giving them sideways glances and eye rolls and all of that. But yeah.
And I am going to, at one of the crazier tales, I'm going to say, why don't tell me a little bit more about that?
Okay. So yeah, the guy just begins to go off about chasing a bear through the woods. All right. That's the tale that you're getting yourself into.
Okay, so nothing interesting.
Hold on a second. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Hold on a second.
No worries. And this gives us an opportunity to shop at the general store, buy all the things.
All right, hold on a second. I gotta take my dog out real quick. Y'all just take a break, and I'll be right back.
Okay.
Right.
We'll shop.
Should we take the 5-minute break?
Sure, let's take a break. While he does that, we can all take care of our dogs. We'll be back in just a few minutes, folks. Hang in there. All right, let's go, he says, and we're back. Yes, we're back.
Oh, all right. So Kiwi and Kool-Aid getting drunk, eating food, listening to a guy tell a story about chasing a bear. I'd say you guys are probably familiar enough with Alaska to know that he is telling you a story about chasing a grizzly bear.
Sort of a reverse revenant.
Yeah, sure. So, okay. Kellogg and Kraken,
Yeah, whatever.
where y'all going?
We need to hit the store, but why don't we stop by our compatriots, make sure that we get anything they need as well. I don't know what they packed.
That's a good
I
plan.
want everyone to be prepared.
For the cultists.
Stop by
Yes.
Yes. Well, it might be cultists, might not. We'll see. We'll see. This whole area is rife with hypergeometric potential.
Right on. I am down with you. Let's go into the bar. But outside the bar on their way in, there are, I'm sure, other vehicles in the parking lot. Do any of them have like gun racks on the back windows of trucks and things like that? I'm just kind of curious if they're these
all
people
of
just
them.
leave these weapons out all the time.
Yep.
Good to know. Good to know.
Yep.
All right.
Multiple rifles in each vehicle, multiple shotguns in each vehicle.
Good to know.
Yep.
Good. Just being aware.
Yeah, you guys walk in and there at the bar are Kiwi and Kool-Aid. Their food has just been given to them. So I'm assuming y'all are eating and y'all see them eating. Yeah.
Kiwi, please be careful. I noticed that is a triangular cut sandwich you're having. Just be aware of what you're doing.
And I stare him in the eyes as I take a bite of this burger.
Right off the
Got
point
it.
of the
Okay.
triangle.
Yeah, excellent. Nope. All right, I was just making sure.
Hey,
We're gonna hit the
Kool-Aid.
general. Yeah, we're gonna hit the general store. Do you two need anything?
Actually, yes. We need rifles because we're gonna go caribou hunting in the morning.
Ooh, fun.
We have to meet here at 4:45 sharp. The motel is out back that way. So we have a gentleman named Tom who is going to take us caribou hunting.
Excellent. Excellent.
Well,
Have you all packed waterproof gear? It's not the cold, it's the humidity that gets you.
Right. Well, at least that name Tom wasn't on the list of people we should avoid while we're in town. I'm really glad to know that.
Oh, who are we supposed to be avoiding?
Oh, that just a few people that the nice lady over at the transportation center, I believe her name was Julie, said that there could be some ruffian types in the gold mining groups.
Yeah.
And I kind of whisper that loudly as I
No,
look
not
around.
loudly. Don't whisper it loudly.
Well, loud enough for us to hear.
Yeah.
Prospectors. We're supposed to avoid the prospectors.
David hears you
Noted.
say that and starts laughing. Like he's not in your conversation. He's at the other end of the bar doing stuff. He hears you say the word prospectors and he starts just chuckling to himself.
David,
He comes
Uh,
down. Yes, ma'am.
apparently, I guess Julie at the travel center told my companions to avoid the prospectors. What can you say to that?
I think the word prospector is being thrown around rather loosely. And it's not all of them. It's mostly just John. But yeah, he's an ass. He's a miserable son of a bitch. The rest of them, whatever. They're fine.
Oh, is that Bell?
Yeah, he's the
Oh,
owner
okay,
of
okay.
What was he call that? Bell prospecting? Is that what he's calling it now? That and like one of the guys down at the bar just kind of nods sud. He's like, yeah, Bell prospecting. That's quite the stretch. I feel like you have to, find something to be a prospector.
Indeed. Yeah, otherwise you're just poking the ground, right? So, all right.
Great.
to
Well,
know.
we can get rifles. I was gonna pick up some better. If we're going hunting, I'll want some better gear. Obviously,
Hunting? I
for
thought we were just
the
going to
whole-
take pictures. Wait,
We're going hunting.
Yeah, you can take pictures.
I'm going to take pictures.
Sure.
Okay, that's fine. You do you.
Do you plan on
darling.
eating an entire caribou by yourself? I mean, really, that's not realistic.
The gentleman that we are going with needs to get caribou for his tribe.
Oh, he's with the Inuit community. Oh,
Yes.
that's excellent.
Even
We should
better.
probably, yeah, we should probably talk with them about their reporting.
I have every intention of doing that, yes.
Excellent.
But
excellent.
I figured we should probably do that. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
Nice
yes,
subtle.
so don't worry your pretty little head cracking. Those caribou are not going to go to waste.
Good. That's just cruel.
All right. So are you guys heading to the general store now? Okay.
Yep.
As you guys start to walk out, like David calls behind you and he's like, ask for the used rifles.
Thanks for the tip. Oh, have a beer on me, David.
It open yeah, I mean he immediately reaches down, opens up a beer and starts drinking it.
But obviously paying him for said.
Oh, I was going to say, if he says how
Yeah.
much it is, I'll say, hey, Kool-Aid, pay the man.
I just put down a 10. I don't know. He'll figure it out.
So
Nice.
you put it down, he takes it, turns around, hits the button, puts it in the drawer. Those of you who are paying attention, it goes into the exact same part of the drawer as all the rest of the cash.
It's just
It's
one
just
big stack of cash.
stacking up. Yep, it's just single, like it's just all there. That's where it is. So, and for those of you who've been in there for a minute, you notice you have never seen David make change.
David, I must say you are just an exemplar of the entrepreneurial spirit that built this country. And I'll toast him.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, so there you go. And so the two of you begin to head down to the general store. Okay, real quick, while you guys are going down to the general store, Kiwi and Kool-Aid, y'all go ahead and make Constitution ×5 rolls. Remember what they are. Kellogg and Kraken, you guys Kraken roll on down to the general store. It's about that's three. It's probably 3 buildings down. You guys get down there. There's looks from the outside, it looks like a small town hardware store, large glass windows. There are obviously some displays in the windows. There is the around the edge of the window, you can see where it's like that natural frosted from where the temperature change inside versus outside. You walk in there and you see just aisles of hardware, groceries, firearms, tools, just all, it's everything. This place is everything crammed in to I mean, it would be a reasonable sized store if it didn't have this much stuff. What you do start noticing as you're walking down the aisles is there is not a lot of selection. If you want cereal, they have, like 4 different types of cereal. You have Cheerios, you have Fruit Loops, you have Corn Flakes, and you have Raisin Bran, and that's it. Like, there's no alternate selections. Yeah, and then at the back you see where there's like a drink fridge, like the standalone drink fridges, but there's milk and other stuff in there that's been packed in. What you do notice is it's not a drink fridge, it's a freezer. The milk inside is frozen. So yeah, there you go. There's also a counter, like when you walk in, there's a cash register counter that's just kind of set up in an island, like in the middle of the store.
Is there someone working there at the moment?
Yeah, there's
Okay.
someone standing there.
Oh, I'm sorry. Pleasure to meet you. We're coming through for a quick supply run before we go hunting. We're told to ask for some used rifles. I'm afraid we didn't bring any.
You gonna be bringing them back?
I don't see why we wouldn't.
Well, I mean, if you take them with you, you ain't bringing them back.
Ah,
I'm see no reason why we would need to have a rifle back in the city when we go back home. After all, I don't even think they're legal in the city. Are they? Can we even have them? I don't think we can.
I wouldn't bother with it, certainly.
No, I think we'll be bringing them back. He doesn't need to have a rifle
Yeah.
when we get home. Okay,
All right. That's $700 for the rifle.
Do you have the little laser pointer thingies that go on the rifle?
I do.
Maybe about 4 of those.
Turns around, reaches under the counter. You see him like move aside like a thing and reaches into the display case, and he pulls out. There are 4 laser sights and sets them on the counter and looks at you and he's like, now are you gonna need 4 rifles that you can mount those on?
Well, I just need the sights.
Oh, I'm sorry, how many did y'all ask for? 2?
Well, we'd say I believe we each want one, unless Agent Kraken, do you seriously not want a gun? You might want to be armed.
I was thinking something more along like.
Whoa, excuse me. Did you say agent?
This would have been not in front of him in terms of the actual
Oh, okay.
weaponry. Yes,
Okay.
I would not call someone agent whatever.
Okay, I'll give it to you then.
Yeah. No.
I was thinking something less of a rifle and more of. I was thinking like a big machete or something for me. You know.
All right.
I'll
Then-
4.
Yeah, then we'll need 3. I
So,
don't know why you need a laser sight then.
The lasers aren't for you all. They're for me. Don't worry about why I need them. They're mine.
We're the right team for this for this shopping trip, I'm sure. All right.
And then
so
we'll
then
need
when he
supplies
asks,
for about,
we only need 3
What,
rifles.
What do you think about 3 days? We'll need food and whatnot for about 3 days probably.
Yeah, that sounds right. So 3 rifles, the sights.
3 used,
Yes,
4 sights,
that appears
1
to be
for the
order.
machete, which is in aisle 4.
Yeah, I'll start heading down to aisle 4 to the machete / duct tape / motor oil aisle.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, and I will be getting some duct tape as well as the machete.
Let me just you said $750 a piece?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the $200 deposit to bring them back.
Of course. It's a rental situation.
You can't rent firearms; it's against the law.
Ah, of course. Sorry, I misspeak.
It's okay.
And you'll hear from back in the aisle. Some getting myself a decent machete. Don't forget the bullets, dear.
Forget my head if it wasn't screwed on. How much are the bullets?
He looks over. You need them by the box.
Yeah, that would probably be the easiest.
Box run you 60.
All right. Let's get a few of those. I'll be honest. I don't know how good of a shot I'll be, so probably get a few.
So he pulls out box real quick. You said, what was your firearms rating?
My firearms is actually decent, 50.
50. Okay, so you're familiar enough to realize or to know that he is not pulling out boxes of ammunition. He is pulling out like small boxes where he has just laid bullets in them, right? Like these are not, they were not shipped this way,
5
obviously.
round boxes instead of
Yeah,
a 20
yeah,
round
basically.
cartridge sleeve.
Yeah, basically. I mean, there's $60 and you got like probably 20 rounds inside of it.
Yeah, He's definitely intentionally playing the I'm a dumb tourist and have no idea. So, yep, it's gonna be bad. I may have done my bureaucracy or my intelligence roll to see if I can easily get the money without impacting things. No. So this is gonna hurt a bond.
He's straight up. He's like, "Do you need cash or credit?"
Um well, if it's all right, he's flipping through it. I can do cash, I think, for the rental, not rentals, but you get it. But I can if you do you have card? Do you take card? Discovery?
I take whatever cards you want.
Great. Yeah, I'll hand it over.
He busts out with pulls up the big thing with the roller on it.
Yep.
Puts card down, puts
Chunk,
like
chunk.
he hand writes everything that you're getting. You see that he puts on there like 1 case MREs and charges you $200 for it. That'll be food for 4 people for 3 days. And he puts the little thing down, hits it like 5 or 6 times, makes the impression of the card, opens it up, tears off the back page, hands you the pink copy, and he keeps the white and the yellow. And he's like, "All right, 1 second." And he opens up. You see him turn around again, open up one of the lower, like there's a lower drawer. It just kind of slides out, and he pulls up and he places on the counter 3 rifles. Okay. They're all just Winchester 270s. So, or 308s, Winchester 308s. That's what we'll say.
Yep.
That'd probably be
And
better for
I'm-
caribou.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and just as a federal person, I know that when we're talking used, these are ones that won't necessarily be traced back to here, is what we're implying.
Oh, I mean, kind of the vibe you get from this is this guy sells the same guns to tourists every year. However, he also knows that it is illegal to be flying in a bush plane with a rifle.
Yeah.
So if you had paid for, or if you had requested new rifles, he gladly would have sold them to you at full price, knowing damn well that you're going to have to sell them back. And he's the only person in town that's buying them.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that like he running a scam. I mean, it's not a scam,
Oh, yeah.
but
It's
somebody getting scrumped.
yeah.
He knows the law. Not
Yeah.
everyone will.
All right. Great. So you guys get all of your supplies together. Yeah, I mean, he's just like, all right, well, there you go. Best of luck. And he just, it's all sitting there. He has the ammo and the bullets inside of a bag, but the rest of it is just out. And he's just like, all right, now I'm assuming you guys are gonna head back to get a room, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Kiwi and Kool-Aid, what were those rolls?
19. I'm good.
35. I'm also good.
All right. Well, you guys are finishing up, and in walks Kellogg and Kraken, carrying. I'm assuming Kraken is just kind of carrying all 3 rifles, almost like a baby, just arms full.
Yeah.
Just
Gonna be hugging
just
him.
carrying them. Yeah, like he doesn't know what he's doing. And then or I'm sorry, like she doesn't know what she's doing. And then Kellogg's got the MREs and everything else, all the ammunition and everything else in his hands.
Yeah, he's looking over the barcodes with a look of concern in his eyes.
Used by 10 years ago.
No. It's just the numbers together
Oh,
with
the numbers,
the
yeah.
lines. There's something wrong here.
You will see that Kraken has a nice machete strapped to her belt now and tied to her upper thigh. Like it's probably almost knee length, but it's got cordage that's tied around her thigh, and the scabbard that holds this machete in place it's one of those green nylon, like military green things, but yeah, it looks almost badass against the yoga pants.
Against the Patagonia fleece
Fleece lined,
pullover.
yeah, and the Patagonia fleece line pullover and my Birkenstock boots.
You shouldn't be wearing sandals in
Or North Face.
Alaska
No, I
at this
probably
time.
have North Face boots.
Uggs. You're wearing
Or Uggs.
Uggs.
Yes, Uggs. I'm wearing Uggs. Exactly.
All right, so you guys walk in, and David's just like, "All right, well, if y'all need rooms to put all your things away, you can go on down there or go through those doors." And he points to the back. He's like, "He ain't going outside, but go through those doors, and just tell them that you need how many rooms y'all need." 4.
What
Alright.
was it? A bed in each room? Is it just single
2.
beds?
I mean, we're already getting our asses handed to us on money. 2 rooms is fine.
2 rooms.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll cut y'all a deal. I give them to you $50 a night because we're off season. But you have to agree to, you gotta buy food and drink here.
Where else would we buy food and drink?
Well,
Well, I
at the
mean, you
general
got
store,
this.
silly. I'll just say it
Yeah.
out loud.
Yeah, like he like motions over towards the box of MREs. And he's like, they have cereal too.
Yeah, they do. They have raisin
I
bran.
think I would rather have some caribou burgers. That was actually pretty tasty. No, I think I'll let these 2 play with their they're rehydrating their food, whatever. Yes, we will be buying food and drinks from you.
What do y'all want to eat?
Well, I just ate.
Not you, talking to Kellogg and Kraken.
Mhm.
Yeah, the burger. Yeah, no, that sounds great. I was hoping for that. I don't want the MREs to eat now.
Do you have tofu by chance? I mean,
No. I have potatoes.
those sound great. I think I'll have a plate of potatoes. Thank you.
How do you want those?
French fried? I love French fries.
Turns around, yells through the window in Spanish, and then turns back around. He's like, all right, well, you guys, he looks over at you, Kiwi, and he's like, it's $100 tonight, plus y'all's food. So 150.
All right, and I'll pull out 150 in cash and hand it to him.
All right, yeah, he takes it, and he's like, all right, when you guys, y'all's food be ready when y'all come back, y'all can drop off your stuff. Tell them you already paid. So
And we do so.
yeah, you guys drop it off, you come back, you sit down, and you guys eat. And while you're eating, okay, and this will be the last, this is how y'all's night will end. As you guys are eating, you notice all the hunters are leaving. You check your watch, it's probably about 7:30, which where you come from, that makes a lot of sense. Or it doesn't make a lot of sense that they would be leaving. But when one of them walks outside, you notice like it is 7:30 and it is midnight black outside. Like it is dark. Yeah, there is nothing. There are no street lights outside. You did not realize how dark it was. Actually, when they open up the door, you notice that the majority of the light that's outdoors is coming from fluorescent lights, like regular fluorescent tube bulbs that are set onto the outside of buildings that are just there, right? And yeah, that's those are the few lights that you see. Now, when you guys Kellogg and Kraken, when y'all are coming back from the general store, y'all again noticed, y'all really started that, you guys noticed that these lights are not on every building. or at least they weren't on every building. If they were on every building, all right. So you guys sit there and eat, and everything's good.
Sure.
No one can hear Kellogg.
Yeah.
He just
No,
talks to
I'm
himself.
just talking to myself. I'm just musing about things. No,
It's on brand.
So yes, the plan. I see what you did. The plan tomorrow: go hunting, try and go by the native population.
That's the plan. We're supposed to meet our guide out at 4:45, bright
That's
and
really
early.
early. That's
Ooh.
really early.
David calls out. He's like, it won't be bright.
Well, that's a
Oh,
figure
dear.
of speech.
Oh, I know what we forgot to get. If it's going to be that early, we probably should have gotten some flashlights. It does seem to get dark early around here.
We won't be going far.
It's
from the
okay.
main
I have
party,
my
so-
cell phone. I could just flip it open and use the light from the flip phone to. Yeah.
That is basically David calls out. He's like, "Yep, you got a really expensive flashlight there."
All it's good for. I haven't been able to use it since I got on the lake.
She hasn't been able
damn.
to check her Facebook account.
The
It's
cell
too bad.
phone. The towers must be down.
Oh, you actually have towers up here?
No,
Oh my goodness. I'm going to go do some nighttime reading and then turn in. Thank you very much for the lovely meal.
yes, absolutely. Yeah, he like hands it to you in like a styrofoam container. Like he knows that you're going to take it back to your room, and you just take it back to the room, chow down, read books, do what you do. All right.
Well, if we're getting stuff to go, and Agent Coolidge will put another 5 down on the counter. Let's just let's keep that train rolling, buddy.
He pulls out a beer, opens it up, sets it down in front of you, like smooth as silk. Just there was no hesitation.
Thank you, my good man.
You notice all the hunters as they're walking, as they're leaving, they're stopping, getting beers, and leaving, getting beers to go.
They're my kind of people. Honest, hardworking Americans.
Drinking and driving. That's America. This is the
Four-wheel
real
drive.
America.
Real
Four-wheel
America.
drives, cold beer in the console.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw.
None of them Applebee's drinks by the bucket. That's for commies.
Yeah, I was gonna ask for an IPA, but something tells me I can get laughed out of the bar.
How did your
Anything else?
agent die? Well,
Ask for an IPA. And,
He would have just handed you a Coors Light and told you
Yeah.
it was an IPA.
exactly. Hold on. Who grabs a Sharpie?
You'd have been like, I asked for an IPA. He's like, yep, I heard you.
Yep.
That's what that is.
Well, you got a beer, so be happy with it.
All right. So you guys go ahead and turn in Kraken and Kellogg. Go ahead and do your con ×5 rolls.
All right.
54, which is good.
Well, seeing
Both
as
of you are good.
I have perfect health, 36 out of 65, but I also have the distinguishing feature of perfect health. So
Nice. That's fantastic. All right. So as each of you or all of you turn in, how are we doing rooms? Is it Kraken and Kiwi, Kellogg and Kool-Aid?
probably.
I like Kellogg and Kool-Aid being in the same room because I'm pretty sure they hate being in the same room.
Just like Kiwi and Kraken would hate being in the same
Kraken.
room. Kiwi would hate
I'm
being in the room
almost
with
like-
Kraken, but
Yeah.
Kiwi and
Kool-Aid,
Kraken
yeah.
together definitely hate one another.
Yeah. Try
I get
and
a
keep
feeling
the
there's
drinking
a
to
lot
a
of-
minimum. I'm trying to read right now. He's got the Pelican Brief, the rattiest copy of the Pelican Brief you've ever seen.
how
And
many
he's
times
just
has he
kinda
read it?
Flipping through it. Oh, he's always reading it. In fact, he was looking through it on the plane.
Yeah. Seems legit.
Mhm.
Kraken is going to be setting up on whatever dresser-ish kind of thing there is, using the cold leftover French fries that I didn't eat from dinner as kind of setting a diorama with the laser pointers and trying to see if I can make these 4 laser pointers build some kind of a grid around, so I can, just, I'm being or a microelectronic-y kind of. What can I do with these? Like, just trying to figure out if I can do
Good
something.
God, woman, keep that away from my bed. I'm trying to sleep here. We have to get up at 4:30. You do realize that's real early, right?
Would you say that? Would you like, good God, I'd just jump and the lasers go flying all over the room? I'm like, that was so close. Kiwi, God damn it. Oh, now I have to go pick these up. And I'll go pick up all the laser sights and bring them back. And
I
so
gotta
there's a
say,
little laser
Kellogg.
light show going on in the.
I gotta say, Kellogg, I'm feeling good about tonight. I think this mountain air is going to really do some good for me. And I passed my sanity test, so I get to sleep tonight.
That's an odd thing to say, but excellent. Good for you.
The last part out of character, but yeah.
No, I know. Excellent.
All right.
Excellent.
Oh man. Yeah, that's great for you. That's going to be so great for you. All right. So all of you turn in. As each of you drifts into sleep. For Agent Kool-Aid, sleep is not something that comes easily. And when it does, it is frequently something that he remembers with an intense memory. It's one of those things like it's there. That's why that's one of the reasons why it's so hard to sleep. And so, Kellogg, when you awake in the morning, you have this intense memory of a dream in which that lasted the whole night. It's the only part of sleep that you remember, and that's how you know it lasted a long time, was because you slept through the night and you woke up and all you can remember is this dream of a white ball of light just in the center of your vision. And everywhere you look, you can see this white ball of light set against almost like a twilight or a dusk sky, but it is glaringly bright. Okay. And for the first time in your life, you kind of regret actually being able to sleep tonight because you do not feel like you got any rest when you wake up. Okay.
So pretty
Kiwi.
normal then.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like every other night for you.
Every other night where I slept, yeah.
Kiwi, Kraken, and Kellogg. The three of you have intermittent dreams, and they're regular kind of dreams, but in all of these dreams, there's just this ever-present light source that is just constant. It's constant. It doesn't matter what's going on in the dream. It doesn't matter, like, you could be dreaming of your home, where all of the lights are, and yet there is still this unexplainable light source, and it sticks with all of you. You guys do feel like you got a little bit of sleep. And you wake up when your alarms go off. None of you are super happy about that. And Kiwi, you set 4:30, so that's when you set your alarm for.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody else getting up about the same time, or anyone getting up early?
That should be enough time to, throw on the clothes and get out to the meeting site. It can't be far away.
And knowing we had to get up early,
the front of the
anyway,
building.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
probably would have had my alarm on vibrate and kept it close to me, because I'm thoughtful like that. But I would have gotten up about a half hour early to get in some morning yoga.
Okay.
In the hotel room, of course. Goodbye.
Turn that light off.
There's soft music playing, just,
Ambient
yes.
kind of. Got it.
Yeah.
Every
God, I
once in a
hate
while,
this
a whale
woman.
sound.
Okay, so first of all, Kiwi, go ahead and make a sanity roll for having spent the whole night with Kraken.
Yeah, I think I need
I think
that.
that checks out.
Let's see here. That's a 57. What's my starting sand? 65. I'm good.
All right. So you are you're still sane, but you're not happy about it.
Grating
I
on your
might
nerves,
just punch her in the face. It's just gonna, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, just being in Kraken's proximity for that long, you feel it like eating away at your soul. Like part of you is dying, and you know it. Kellogg, you're just getting up, getting dressed, and going out front.
Yeah, he's gonna check his book real quick about what it says about lights and dreams. And so he's looking through the Pelican Brief a little bit on the way out.
Okay.
It's not clear. It's not clear. Not clear at all.
Okay.
He's concerned.
How, when you say you're checking it, do you have a particular part of the book?
I mean, he flips through a few of the places, and it's just not really telling him this time. I don't know. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not, but he's not having anything. He's trying to think of his like occult knowledge, whether this like speaks to him. The light.
Do you have what's your occult rating?
I have a 70 in an occult and a 40 in unnatural.
Okay, with a 70 in occult, you do know of the Viking, Nordic, Scandinavian kind of culture that speaks of these like floating suns, right? And it looks like a complete circle in the sky, which is weird, right? With a bright center orb. And they speak of this phenomena, and they associate that phenomena with their gods.
Okay, interesting.
So you know about that, and you look for information about that in the Pelican Brief, but alas, John
Yeah.
Grisham dropping the ball.
Well, anyone looking over the shoulder would note that every single word has been very carefully inked over and scratched out. So John Grisham has very little to do with the end of this book. But yeah, it's interesting how the book talks about these floating suns, and he's going to have to ask the others if they have Viking ancestry, because that maybe there's something. Yeah, maybe there's something in this town. Maybe there's an old Viking. Wonder if that ship that sank was a Viking paddle boat. Interesting. There's parallels. There's parallels everywhere you look if you know where to look.
All right.
Yes.
And if you look twice, you can save a life.
Yeah.
Motorcycles are everywhere.
We'll poke Kool-Aid a couple times. Kool-Aid.
Yes.
Would you say that you come from a seafaring people?
The Kool-Aids have a long history with the water. Yes.
Interesting. Did you ever serve a floating sun god of some kind?
Not me, no.
Okay. Probably nothing then. Nothing to worry about.
Fresh out of floating sun
All right,
gods.
excellent.
Interesting. Okay. Well, if there's a sun god, it's not out right now, so we should be fairly safe. Shall we go?
Isn't the moon just a reflection of the sun, though?
Oh, now you've done it.
He pulls out his book for a couple seconds. I'll have to look into that. That's interesting. Huh. Interesting question to ask. Good head on you, Kool-Aid. Good head on you.
It's the fresh mountain air. Better than coffee, honestly.
All right. So you guys come wandering out. By the way, these rooms are just like any other. It's like you stayed at any other like motel on the side of a road, but they all open to the interior hallway, right? Like
Okay.
it's just the rooms themselves are like motel rooms, right? But
It's
there's
a hotel because it all opens.
well, sure, if there were things like windows or, it just gives you that vibe. Like, this place could have been in the movie Seven.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think that qualifies it as a motel. It's all about the vibe.
Yep.
All right. Oh yeah, the carpet, like it's kind of sticky all the time. You're not sure why, but it's always just kind of sticky. Okay, so the four of you are hanging out. You guys walk out front, and here comes Kellogg. Kraken. You recognize the truck as a truck that you saw the night before. It's an 84 Chevy Cheyenne, 35-inch super swamp tires, painted that matte primer black, running remarkably smoothly. Kool-Aid, Kiwi, either of you mechanics have any sort of mechanical skills or a high
No.
drive skill?
I have a 50 in drive. Yeah.
I have it at base, so
Do you have it at base?
yeah.
We'll say at a 50, you are aware that Chevy Cheyennes are like the Yugos of pickup trucks. You can basically put any part in it and it will run.
Makes sense for up here to have a vehicle like that.
Yeah. So you see that. That's exactly where your brain goes. And you're like, oh, okay, I got it. So yeah, there we go. Tom pulls up. He looks over. He sees the other two that were with you. He gets out of the truck and still running. And he's just like, hi, Tom Onquin. And he holds his hand out towards Kraken and Kellogg.
Pleasure.
Mister, can we
Do you
stop
shake
at
his
the-
hand?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll shake his hand. And then, can we stop at the Starbucks on the way? I am so drained. So tired this morning. Did not sleep well.
Perhaps you shouldn't have gotten up extra early to play your whale sounds.
I know you don't understand, but it really does help me set my focus for the day, get my mind right.
You didn't sleep well, Kraken.
No, I didn't. I didn't sleep well at all. I kept
Interesting,
having these
interesting. Did you-
strange dreams.
Interesting. Were they about your particular faith, whatever it should be?
The only thing I really can take away is like, it's like presence of light the whole time. I don't know. There's no real meaning. It just, that's really the only thing I
Interesting.
can take away.
That's weird. I was
yeah.
having that dream too.
You were in my dream?
I should hope I was not in your dream. That is not a place I want to be. But I was having the same dream.
You know,
That's there's no way that you know my mother. How would you have the same dream as me?
you dreamt of your mother?
Yeah, I was digging a pit in the backyard and I kept having to yell at her to turn the spotlight down.
Oh, okay. Sounds like you
I
had
just-
a bright light in your dream too, then.
I kind of thought Kraken was just up turning the lights on and off all night long because that sounds like something she would do.
Oh, is that
not.
true?
No,
you
I
know-
don't
How closely
do
did
that.
you look at those?
You know what it
children's
might have
drawings,
been? I
Kraken?
might have been getting just momentary signal, and my phone might have been lighting up, and I had it right next to my pillow, so it might have just been shining my eyes. That's probably all it was.
That seems
Tom-
unlikely.
Tom looks over at the four of you having this conversation, and he's just like, if you close your eyes right now, can you see it?
And I'll close my eyes.
All right.
Yeah, I'll close my eyes and be like,
No, I'm not seeing anything.
Oh no, you don't know that yet.
Yeah.
If you
okay.
close your eyes, roll sand.
All right.
yay! Oh, I failed.
I
what
pass.
a shock! I failed.
89 on a 40.
Well, I can hardly believe that a 52 is over 30.
Oh dear. 89 on
50.
a 40.
What about
55 out of 56.
Ooh,
Nice.
just barely.
Critical.
All right. So for those of you who failed, go ahead and take one sand. Okay. As you realize that when you close your eyes, you can still see it.
Incredible.
How did you
Hey.
know?
Because we all see it.
He,
So it's not just the two of them being extra crazy.
Kellogg's
There's actually
closed his
something
eyes. He's
to it.
reaching out for it.
I knew when y'all came in that y'all were the people I was looking for. Get in the truck. We'll talk on the way.
All right.
Yeah, I will
Right.
reach for the door handle to climb inside. The
I
front-
call shotgun, and then I get in the front seat, passenger seat.
That's not even fair. This is only a 2-seat.
It's a bench
I-
seat.
Yeah. If I move my head, is it like always center, or does it have a fixed point?
Oh, if you close your eyes, you can see it. It
Gotcha.
doesn't matter
So,
what
Yep,
direction you're looking
if I turn
at.
like this, it's right in front of me still.
Yes. Yes.
That's fascinating.
Oh, who's riding in the back? There's only 3 seats in the front. So
I'll be glad to take the back. Get more of this fresh mountain air.
fresh mountain air.
Nice.
Fresh.
He's just tired of y'all's shit. That's all this is.
Kool-Aid just climbs. He's like, all right, let's go. Who else riding in the back?
Well, I am not riding in the back because that sounds dangerous.
Oh no,
and I'm getting
they
in the
called
front.
it. I don't mind at all.
Okay.
Yes, it's
No,
a
it
bracing
sounds-
sort of space, and I'm very interested in what it will be like if I close my eyes during the trip.
Okay. You ride in the back with your eyes closed. We'll come back to you in a minute. For Kiwi and Kraken, you guys are in the cab with Tom, and he starts driving, and he is like, "This started happening a couple months ago. That's why all these hunters leave as early as they do. You can't. Most of us can't sleep anymore.
Hmm.
It's so bright. But it gets weird. Ever
Yeah.
since I started seeing that bastard John Bell that David was talking about, that motherfucker been getting rich.
Really?
I knew someone. We knew someone on the settlement. A friend who I'm guessing sent the 4 of you. So
Yeah, we don't necessarily look like people who would be tourists out here at this time of the year, do we?
I mean, y'all going caribou hunting, and I don't think the 4 of you could actually carry one.
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
not. Yeah, no.
No,
Yeah. You weren't interested in trophies.
you know, she's not interested in anything other than playing with a laser pointer. But yes, so you said this started happening just a couple of months ago.
Yeah. About 2 months ago is when I first saw it.
And it's happening to all the hunters.
It's happening to everybody.
Even the Inuits on the up to the north
On the settlement,
on the settlement. Yes.
they've seen it. They have their own ways of dealing with it. I'm trying to deal with it now. which is kind of what I was hoping you guys would help with.
If there's anything that this group of people's good at helping with, it's weird stuff. That guy in the back, he's real strange, but he's good at understanding and dealing with this kind of thing.
Okay. Good. So yeah, I can get you pretty close to where it gets real bright, and after that I don't know what to do, but I have an idea of what we're looking for.
So wait,
I'm pretty sure I can deal with that.
we go somewhere and it gets brighter?
Oh yeah, and he's like, you guys are on these roads. These are like logging roads, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's not. It is. You are not necessarily comfortable. You would definitely not be comfortable driving on these. But yeah, like you're just kind of hauling. And Kellogg in the back as you are doing your test up. Real quick, Kraken, every time you blink, like you don't feel like you're blinking so much because
The light.
your vision doesn't go black, it goes white. Kellogg, as you are driving, originally when you looked around, it did not seem like there was a source direction for the light. But as you're driving, you're realizing that looking in certain directions at different times, specifically looking to the north and west a little bit, more north than west, that the light seems to be brighter in that direction.
Yeah, he'll kind of, with his eyes closed, just point out at it. Kool-Aid, what's going on out there? It looks like it's bright. Is it along the river? I remember we heard about a paddle boat along the river.
What is over that way? I'll look.
It's dark. You can't see shit.
That's right. No, it's pretty dark.
Well, that makes sense. Perhaps our guide will fill us in later.
Yeah, so you guys drive a little ways, and he hits up, like, you guys end up on a ridge, kind of overlooking the river. The sun is starting to peak up. It's about, y'all been driving for about an hour, so it's getting right up on 6 o'clock, and just because of the sheer altitude that you're at, you're able to see the sun kind of peeking over. And on the side of the mountain to the east, it's just woods, forest, rocky mountains, valleys, creeks, just, what you can see. As you look west, toward where the river that you've been told would be, you can't see anything because it's so dark, because the mountain blocks the sun. Yeah, so are you? And he stops and he's like, the caribou will be coming through here. I am going to get at least one and then take it back. We have to refill the larders.
Do the
but
animals do the animals seem affected by the light?
Oh,
That's a really good question.
I think so. I can stand in the open. I don't have to hide. It's strange for sure. And he has his rifle out and he's just kind of looking, down the ridge to the east, and or along the ridge to the north and east. And he's just like, there used to be tales of spirits that inhabited these valleys. they left a long time ago. And when they left, that's when the darkness came. And that's why it's dark for so long of the year, that they come back and they bring with them the light.
Yeah, I heard this story. Yeah, it's a neat story. I think I heard it in a cultural appreciation class when I was in college. But yeah, it's really get it. Yeah, and being here, it really makes me feel like I can connect to it. You know?
He just kind of looks at you and he's just like,
Exactly the reaction I was hoping for.
sure. And he and like I said, he's aiming down his scope, and you see his rifle. He seems to be moving. Like before, he was just kind of looking around. Now he is moving in a flat, like he's tracking from right to left. He's looking north, so tracking from east to west. Kind of, you see him kind of following the ridge, and you all of a sudden, like you hear he fires the report of his rifle. It is, the crack is so loud because there's, I mean, nothing out here. Looking west, by the way, you can still see stars, like it is pitch, like it is the middle of the night, right? But looking east, it is the sun. Kellogg, looking north and west with your eyes closed, it is like staring into the sun.
Yeah, he'll have to open them after a bit to be like, woo, yeah.
Yeah, you find yourself opening your eyes and staring west to give your eyes a break from the brightness. Kraken, you also probably would have kind of put this together if you've spent any amount of time. Otherwise,
Yeah, I probably would have, methodically, being the mathematician mind, like I would have figured out a system to track it across, find the brighter. If I notice that it gets brighter one direction or the other. Yeah.
okay. So yeah, that's there you are. And he like I said, you hear the report as the rifle cracks, and he puts his rifle, he takes it, puts it in the behind the front seat, and he's like, let's go get that, and climbs back in the truck.
Gotcha.
That was it.
So we have stopped at this point, right?
Yeah, yeah, y'all stopped for him to,
I see. He got out to do it.
He got up on top of the ridge and then stopped.
Would it be possible for us, if we were to go in that direction and pointing where it's brighter, what is out there?
Well, we go down here, go down this mountain, there's the river. We go up north a little ways, there's the paddle boat. We go a little ways further north, and from there's a pass that you can take. They'll take you up the northwest side of that valley to the settlement. There's another lake up there, and the settlement's along the shore, and that's where I will be taking these animals tonight.
Excellent. Yeah, I think we would need to come along then.
And he looks around like with a look almost like, I mean, you can take the bus back, but
Interesting.
Nice.
All right, so you guys go and pick up this deer. How familiar are you guys with how comfortable are you with dead animals?
It doesn't bother me.
Kool-Aid's maybe been hunting as a child, like his grandfather took him.
Yeah, it's the same sort of deal.
Yeah.
Went
That's
hunting
probably
as
true
a
as a-
child, but
yeah. And as an FBI agent, I assume you have some training to kind of deal with that.
Yeah,
assume.
Kraken gets squicked out by dead possums on the side of the street, so not cool with this. We'll probably take a moment and just not look.
Okay. So Kraken is making themselves intentionally not watching as Tom field dresses the caribou right there.
Yeah, that probably even would go as far as maybe going and sitting in the on the ground and meditating or something, staring off in that northwest to try to zone out the sound of the field dressing happening, because even that's going to be like too much for her.
Going to be quite cold.
I got my insulated yoga pants.
Alright.
I'm gonna approach Tom and I'm gonna say, so I was wondering, what do you think the prospector has to do with any of this?
I don't know, but John Bell ain't found a fucking rock that he could sell for any amount of money the entire time I've known him. But in the last 2 months, that man has become the wealthiest man probably within 500 miles.
I think we're gonna need to talk to him.
There are oil
Unfortunately.
barons within 500 miles. I just want to make sure you understand why I am suspicious.
Yeah,
Honest,
that's
hardworking American oil barons, yes.
He kind of turns and looks at you, like furrows his brow. He was like, "You think they dig those wells?"
Well, I'm not really familiar with the process, but
All right.
you know.
I've never seen one of them pick up a shovel, much less a drill. But you know, that's just me. So he
But
just,
they're job creators, Tom. Like we're creating your job right now.
Something tells me Kool-Aid is a libertarian there.
I think you have to be to join the CIA.
Tom just kind of looks at you. All right. And he's like, "You want to give me a hand?" And he's pointing at the dressed carcass.
Absolutely.
All right. So he grabs 2 legs. You grab 2 legs. Y'all carry it over and you throw it up into the back of the pickup truck. He walks over to the viscera, everything that has come out of the carcass. Kellogg, what are you doing?
That's actually good that he was looking at the viscera. Kellogg wants to kind of look at it and see if he can make an entrail reading, because he knows that is a thing that is done.
Oh,
He's going to
Kellogg's going to try.
Yeah, he's going to consult his book a little bit and see what it has to say about entrails and prophecies and whatnot.
Okay. You want to roll something for that?
Yeah. Does occult sound okay for that, or do you want an unnatural?
It depends on how accurate you want your reading to be.
He'll do occult because he doesn't really care about accuracy. He's
Okay.
insane.
Okay.
45
Yeah.
under 70. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, like you're doing this reading, and the reading that you're getting is that, there is going to be some major changes in the lives of you and those who are closest to you.
This is whew. Well, Tom, I've got bad news. I wouldn't read those if I was you.
Go ahead and make an unnatural roll also.
16 under 40.
16 under 40.
Yeah.
Tom looks over at you when you said read those, and he just kind of screws up his face and raises an eyebrow, and then he's like, "Oh, okay." And then he reaches down, and you notice that he begins to arrange the remains in a very precise pattern,
Tom,
the angles of which
Tom.
are deliberately selected.
He's glancing back to the truck where he left his rifle because he would not have brought it with. Tom, looks like you're making a little bit of a thing there. You sure you want to be doing that? Because if you look, obviously I know the things you could bring about unintentionally would be terrible.
Oh, I would never bring any of this about unintentionally. And he finishes, wipes the blood onto his pants and flicks it off. And then you hear him whisper out loud. It's not really a whisper. It is. It's like a very loud, like a stage whisper. Like it is intentionally where it's like he is trying to emulate a sound with his throat, and it just kind of comes out as like a real loud, gravelly kind of whisper in a language you don't understand. And he kind of says it to the air, like to the nothingness that is around. And then he turns and heads back to the truck. I'm not going to make you roll sand for that, but you are
No,
uncomfortable.
This is not good news. When he's got his back turned, Agent Kellogg will move a couple of the entrails with the toe of his shoes out of position, because no sir, not on Agent Kellogg's watch. No. This is it is foolish and unwise to be attempting to mess with these kinds of things. I mean, obviously it didn't work because nothing was summoned, but the very fact that he was close, he could have accidentally done it.
All right. So okay. That's very interesting. Note taken.
Not on my watch.
So
you Delta Green for a reason, and it's to stop this sort of thing.
You do that as Tom is walking back to the truck. He doesn't see you, and I'm assuming,
I'm not.
He's obviously not. Yeah, he's not anticipating that anyone would do that, so he wasn't looking out for it or anything. And he heads back to the truck, and he looks at you guys. He's like, "Y'all want to get one more before we go down?"
Sure.
He looks over at Kiwi. He's like, "You shoot?"
I do. I'm decent enough.
I'm gonna say you brought them rifles. You want to shoot?
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
I see what you did there. That's a funny one. That's a funny one, Carla.
Shut up, Kraken.
Shut up, Cracker.
What'd you call me?
You heard what I said.
Kraken, I'm so sorry.
I'm waiting for it to slip and somebody call me Karen. I feel like.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So he tells you, he's like, "Here, just grab your rifle, come over here." And he kind of leads you over probably about 50 yards from the truck. The rest of you are welcome to come. He's not trying to exclude anyone. It's just the rest of you don't seem like you want to shoot anything except for maybe Kool-Aid, and he's not necessarily comfortable with Kool-Aid right now.
Like, I don't know if I want to be nobody
around him.
is.
He said Kool-Aid had said some things to make everyone a bit sus.
That's okay. We can have a team meeting real quick over here if you two don't mind.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Kellogg, what's on your mind?
I know what you're about to say. Let me preface it with this. I have been right all the time, and I'm glad you realize that. But back at that caribou, that sound he made, he was setting the entrails into a deliberate summoning circle. Now, obviously, I, kicked it a little bit to make it go awry. I know what I'm doing, but the very fact that he was attempting such a summoning concerns me greatly.
Well, Kellogg, freedom of religion is an intrinsic part of American values.
I
But
Uh,
if that religion happens to be a threat to the United States hegemony, just say the word.
I'm concerned it has something to do with
Peekaboo?
Lights?
Oh, yes.
it would be that the lights indeed.
Peekaboo care. I see what you. That's
Yes.
funny. I like that one. I have to remember that.
I wish to observe his next field dressing so that I can also disrupt it in such a way should he try it again. But I'm not sure we should completely trust this Tom individual.
You know, I don't know if it's a ritual. There, Agent Kellogg.
I,
You know, I heard
assure
this-
you.
I
It
know that
was a
you're
ritual.
always right. I understand, but you know, I heard these stories of the Inuit people up here, and they really say prayers to thank the wilderness, the gods, if you will. Thanks for the harvest and the bounty of their kill. So maybe he was just saying a thank you prayer. You know, it is, you know, in being one with, you know, nature and stuff.
That is an interesting theory, Agent Kraken.
I'm probably wrong.
Yeah, no, you are. You absolutely are. You have no concept of the ley lines, the secret intonations, the numbers. Don't get me started about the numbers.
Oh, no, we
the
can
very
talk
fact that you
numbers.
don't. Oh my God, Kool-Aid,
Don't-
just back me up on this one, please.
You know me in numbers,
Yeah, they don't get along, which is good for you.
which
Thank
is
God.
why I don't have to work in a smelly place like you do, and I make millions a year on my crypto gig. So, you know.
I don't know how to address that, but at the very least, I really hope that Agent Kiwi just misses. That would make this much easier.
Well, I think regardless, we can keep an eye.
Would you like Agent
We
Kiwi
can keep
to
an eye
miss?
out on the
Well, I can't save it.
what
No, I
Tom
don't-
does in the future.
I mean,
Yes, yeah, that's all I'm asking. And if we have to put a bullet in the back of his head, just know you're stopping a wizard. So probably a good idea.
Wouldn't be the first time I've shot a wizard.
Hell yeah.
so I pick up on Agent Kellogg's, you know, if Kiwi were to miss, that would probably be a good thing, right? And I don't hear the rest of what he says. My mind is going back to how those laser pointers really annoyed the shit out of her. And because I don't like the whole, in my mind, she's going to kill for sport. She's not going to eat this caribou. I'm going to see about distracting her with the laser pointer. See if I could watch her over there.
Are you being stealthy about it?
I mean, I'll kind of, if I could see him from the truck, I'll kind of stay in the truck.
I mean, they're
And-
50 yards away in a tree stand. They walked 50 yards along the ridge.
Oh,
He
into the trees.
Indicated,
Okay.
yeah, along the ridge. I mean, it's still at the top of the ridge. Like you could see them walking. And then there's a tree stand that's a little bit down a ways. And you guys have probably been up here long enough that the sun is just beginning to peek into that valley. And so, Kiwi,
I
you
got a better
and
idea.
Tom climb into this tree stand, and you realize that because of where it's at and with the light and the way the light is bouncing everything, you have fantastic vision of this river valley, essentially is what it is. You can see there's a couple of there are a couple logging roads going down that way, and he points at there's a group of caribou that are at the river, and he points one out to you and he's like, that's the one. And they're drinking, they're eating grass, wandering around, doing deer like things.
Does it have to be that one?
I mean, don't get any of the young ones.
Fair. All right. I take shot and miss.
As you do, as you begin to take your shot, the horn on the truck just blares, and you pull like hard left.
Oh,
Like,
what the fuck?
and almost immediately, Tom pulls up his rifle as the caribou start to go, and he just pop, 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 and squeezes the trigger 3 times, and you see one of the caribou go down. And he was like, whew, thought we were going to lose that one. And then turns
That
around.
Bitch.
It's like, that was weird. She one of them vegans.
Yes, she is. And she was going on about how it's not okay to kill animals if you're not going to use them. I told her that you were going to stock the larders with them. I don't know what her problem is.
Be all right. I got her. They come walking back. All right. So Kraken, Kellogg, and Kool-Aid. You see, you did hear the report with the horn honking, and then 3 more shots go off. And Tom and Kiwi come breaking out from the tree line, because like I said, they're just inside the tree line, still kind of elevated enough they can look down. And he's like, all right, we got another one down there we gotta go pick up. You guys need breakfast?
I have not.
No, haven't eaten.
Despite
yet.
what you might expect, I'm good.
I brought some things.
Some coffee would be fantastic.
Like, he hands you like a thing of, like, you see him open up the glove box, and he pulls out the little single service instant coffees. He tears one open and like pours it in his mouth, and then hands you one
Nice.
as he starts the truck.
And I will, as they're getting in the truck and doing that, I'm so sorry. I was trying to climb in and I just got a little clumsy and I slipped and I fell and I hit. I'm sorry about honking the horn there, Mr. Tom. I didn't.
Maybe
mean to
your
scare
blood
the-
sugar was just low. Don't worry. There's going to be grass down here, plenty for you to eat. And he just pulls off the ridge and begins taking a logging road that is very steep. You feel, again, really like Kellogg is like just going through his book. Like, he is just, oh my God, there's got to be something in here right now. Agent Kool-Aid is strangely comfortable with the
Nothing
mountain
quite
air.
like riding in the back of a pickup.
Like
a
God intended, right?
Like God and my granddaddy intended.
That fresh mountain air. I don't
Fresh
need breakfast. I got fresh mountain air.
This right here's America.
That fresh American air.
So
Nothing more American than this.
I'm gonna be kind of clutching the dashboard, going down on this downhill. Being the timid when I'm not into thrill rides or anything like that. So I'm probably, not too thrilled with this downhill excursion. And he probably knows this and is going to make it even worse, right?
Oh, yeah.
Intentionally.
I mean,
he's going to drive a little faster, hit the holes a little harder, turns a little,
He is very comfortable with his driving skill.
I am not comfortable with his driving skills.
Yep, and he doesn't let that stop him a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he sees you like white knuckling the dashboard, and that just encourages him.
Oh, I'm totally white knuckled. 92 on a 40 on the POW check. So I'm totally white knuckled, legs locked against the floorboard. I'm like, at one point, it will
If you
take
lock
a turn.
If you lock out your knees, you're gonna get injured when he hits a bump.
I'll look at Kiwi and go, we're gonna fucking die. He's gonna kill us.
I'm gonna take that packet of instant coffee and I'm like shaking it up and I'm looking at Kraken and I rip it open and I just just dump it in my mouth and
Start looking around for the seat
I
belts.
need it.
Where are the seat belts in this
Can't
thing?
deal with this woman right now. I think I'm gonna ride in the back on the way back because I cannot sit in this cabin with this woman anymore.
So he rolled a 50 on a 50. And so he is all gas, no brakes the whole way down, just tearing ass down this logging roll.
This is
Right.
not the first time he's done this.
No, like he Tokyo drifts some corners, because it's switchbacks, cutting it down. He's just like, oh, watch this, and like drifts it all the way around. And you're like Kraken is over here. Kraken takes a sand damage. You go ahead and take one from this
Yeah,
because
that
helplessness.
checks out. Yeah.
Helplessness. Yeah.
So you guys arrive and weren't Kool-Aid and Kellogg in the back? Oh no.
Yeah, y'all were. And also, so was that deer. So was that deer corpse, which is just sliding around too. Like he is just, yeah.
It's like we're getting punched by a deer.
Yeah, exactly. So you guys get down there and he stopped, you get down and the deer the caribou is still alive when you get down there. You can tell that it's breathing. And so he walks over and you hear him hold on. He begins to approach the caribou. What are all of y'all doing?
I'm gonna follow him.
Same.
Y'all gonna walk over and see what?
Yeah.
Right.
I am staying in the truck and just trying to gain my life back. I just saw my life flash before my eyes. I'm finding the seatbelts. Like
she put her head between her knees and started hyperventilating.
That must be really uncomfortable because your life is flashing before your eyes. This imaginary light is flashing before your eyes.
Really
open or
confusing.
closed.
Yes.
There's flashes.
Yes. I imagine this is probably a manual transmission vehicle, also 4-wheel drive. So the Cheyenne 4-wheel drive. Yeah. So there's that gear shift there as well. Not happy with this.
Yeah. Okay. So he begins to walk over there and you see him walk over. He kind of whispers again, that this loud kind of whispering sound. Kellogg, he's doing it again. And then you see him shoot the caribou one more time in the head, finishing it. And he reaches down and rolls it over, pulls out a hunting knife and looks back at Kool-Aid. And he's like, you give me a hand with this one. We're going to have to sit it up.
Absolutely.
So the two of you managed to sit it up kind of on its haunches. So it's just kind of leaned forward. Heads kind of down, the antlers coming up. It's got a pretty good rack on it. Kellogg is very uncomfortable with just the imagery of this whole thing. And Kool-Aid holds it as he guts it from bottom to top, just cuts it open, pulls everything out, and has it in a pile. Kellogg, make an alertness roll.
Nope. Somehow, no.
What did you get?
79 over 70.
You're pretty sure that he's stacking these intros like in an order. Like it's there. You're watching and you're pretty sure this is not random.
I was going to ask, since I've been warned by Kellogg, can I make an unnatural roll? I want to be over to watch him doing stuff. All right.
I mean,
Only at
you're
10,
this would be an alertness.
Kellogg,
alertness.
Or hold on, what's your occult at?
My occult is at 30.
Okay, no, you can make an unnatural roll.
A natural at 10. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Nope. 76 out of 10.
Yeah, Kellogg, you're pretty sure that Kool-Aid, you're watching and you're like, yeah, I mean, this is how you field dress
Yeah.
a deer. Like, yep, nothing more American than this. We're gonna eat it later. Kellogg,
Amen.
he is stacking these organs.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And
Magic user behavior, not.
Yeah. And so Kraken is kind of tore up. having a breakdown. Kiwi, obviously, not being anywhere near Kraken.
Yeah, when he shot that final shot to the caribou, there was a physical reaction from Kraken. She like jumps from the sound of the gunshot, just not okay with it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Not in a good place.
Kiwi, what are you what are you doing?
I'm watching the field dressing going on here. I've been watching, or my intent is to watch Tom. I want to see what he's doing.
Okay. Make an alertness roll.
That's pass.
Okay. You see across the river, a little ways down in the tree line, there is two men. I mean, you're not sure what a modern prospector would look like, but these guys look somewhere between like what are those people called? The geo specialists who are out there with the big things that connect to the satellite.
Surveyor?
Surveyors, yeah. There's something like a cross between a surveyor and a cowboy. That feels right. That's what I imagine they would look like.
So at that, I'm gonna say, I'm just gonna say without making a big deal of it, like look in their direction or whatever. I'm gonna look at Tom and I'm gonna say, I think we've got some guests. The surveyor or the prospector man, would you say his name was Bell?
He looks over, he's like, yeah, those are two Bell's guys. He kind of looks at him, like kind of squints his eyes. He's like, I don't think it's Bell though. They probably all right, as long as he's not nearby. Guy's an asshole. And he motions to Kool-Aid to help him load up the caribou into the back of the truck. And Kiwi, you notice the two guys kind of walk in, like they're not walking toward you like they're deliberately traveling toward you, but they're walking in your general direction.
Okay. Kellogg, I need you. Come here. And I'm gonna start walking towards them.
Okay. Yeah, he kind of gets up from where he was crouching near the pile that he was knocking over and kind of spreading around a little, and he'll hustle over there.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, what? He's wiping his hands off a little bit in the snow. What's up?
Yeah, I need you to stop playing with entrails and doing tea leaf readings long enough to come help me with something. So the asshole prospector looks like a couple of his men are out here. So I need you to come with me. So we're gonna go talk to them.
Okay.
I don't know if you heard or not, but apparently he's managed to get very, very rich since this whole business has started. So clearly he's doing something he shouldn't be. And you're the one that's all into the like heebie-jeebie, wooby, Aleister Crowley shit. So if they're doing anything weird, you're going to be the one that's going to know. So
trust me, he doesn't know half the stuff. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, that's them over there. Let me just he's going to close his eyes and look at him.
You're
It's really
more
bright.
If your eyes are open.
Yeah.
It's really bright.
Okay, yeah, they're not doing anything particular. Interesting. I was wondering if I could actually, that's true. He's kind of closes his eyes, looks at Agent Kiwi. Nothing. Interesting.
Typically you have to open your eyes to see things.
Typically.
I did catch you trying to read your book with your eyes closed, or at least I think that's what you were trying to do.
Very astute.
Your eyes are open.
Very astute.
All right. Let's go talk to these guys.
Hustle.
You guys hustle on over there. They see you guys walking and they wave up there. Nice. They raise up a hand and kind of wave at you. They're like, "Hey, morning, strangers. Y'all get one?" And you
Uh,
notice they have rifles slung over their shoulders.
well, I mean, we were out here with our guide Tom, and he's been taking us caribou hunting, and I almost got one if my companion hadn't honked the horn. But yeah, we've got a couple.
Okay. Well, my name's Jason, and this here Cameron, and Cameron's a young-looking man. And they're like, "Yeah, we are prospecting out here. We looking for areas that might have valuable minerals, gold, silver, platinum. The catalytic converter market is hot for platinum. So
I heard that you guys were kind of striking a big time out here. Our guide was saying that it's been quite lucrative lately.
yeah, we've been doing all right. Like I said, we found a couple platinum veins that we were able to sell off. We don't do the mining, we just do the finding, and then we sell the rates to whoever. But yeah, we've had a couple. We've been getting a little bit of gold here and there. There's a lot out here that you can make money on. And yeah, yeah, we've been doing okay. It's not like it used to be. It used to be, out here eating leaves for lunch.
Well, I find it sounds kind of interesting. I mean, have you had any problems with like lights? And I'll just kind of look at him to see how he reacts when I say that.
Make a human.
Would I be able to join in on that too?
Yeah, yeah, you're watching.
Yep, 23 out of 60.
88 out of 60. This guy knows something that he's not telling.
You should open your eyes, Kellogg.
Okay, real
Is
quick.
that a ley line?
Hold on, real quick, real quick. Okay,
This might be Bell.
Kiwi. The younger of the two men, when you ask about problems with lights, he kind of flinches. Like, kind of flinches. Okay. Kellogg, when she asks about the light, you consciously or unconsciously, I'll let you choose, close your eyes to stare at them through the light.
Okay.
Okay.
Gonna read them.
All right.
It hurts.
I want you to make an occult roll in order to determine if you're able to accurately perceive their aura.
What if I told you I got an 11 under 70 for that?
Okay. Yeah. No. That's fine. That's fine.
Like a phoenix.
Yeah.
A dumb phoenix.
You definitely are able to make out that their auras are white.
And if I look kind of off to Agent Kiwi, I'm assuming not the same aura there.
No, dead same
Correct,
one.
yeah,
Exact same.
Oh,
Exact same. And you are positive that it is this white aura that you're seeing off of them.
I forgot something back at the car. And he's gonna just start hustling away from them.
Okay.
My
Hello.
friend. I'm sorry, my friend is pretty weird, in case you didn't notice.
I mean,
but
we don't
he-
see many people out here, but yeah, I mean, he weird even for out here.
You said your name was Cameron, right? I'm looking at
Uh,
the younger of the two.
Oh, yes.
You've seen the lights. What can you tell me about the lights?
He kind of looks over at Jason, and Jason kind of looks over at him. They look back at you, and they're like, Jason just kind of leans in. He's like, "Are you out here looking for the UFOs, or are you out here looking for the Auroras?"
Well, I heard that there might have been some UFO activity out here, but if you don't believe in that, then we're looking for the Aurora.
I've never seen a UFO, but I've seen plenty of Auroras. So,
Is this the time of year we might see one?
I mean, it's possible. Yeah, it's possible. It's usually we're getting on the tail end of the season.
Okay. Well, I know that you boys have some secrets that you're not going to want to share. I would be, I would like to see where you guys are finding things, but of course, I know you're not going to share that with me because trade secrets and all that.
He just he's like, "Oh, I'll tell you, it's over there."
Oh, okay. Thank you. That's very helpful.
Best of luck. I hope you strike it rich out here. I don't hold it against nobody.
Okay, so this is just because I can't remember. The name of the guy who's the asshole is John, right?
John. Yeah.
Okay. So is your boss anywhere around? You said it's John Bell, right? Your boss?
Oh, I mean, no, John back at camp.
I might be interested in talking to him. Where's your camp? No, thank you so very much for the useful information. And then I'm going to turn around and walk away.
Where do you keep all of your treasure hidden?
In my bank account. That's where I keep my treasure hidden.
Right. So that's the question you're asking. Where do you keep all your treasure? And he's like,
and I knew they weren't gonna. Yeah, I knew they weren't gonna say anything. But I was still gonna be sarcastic when I walked away.
Yeah, it's fair.
Totally missed an opportunity to be like, take me to your leader.
Yeah. So yeah, as they're walking away, or Kiwi, you notice like Cameron kind of look back over his shoulder at you, and because you did pass your human roll, like he kind of is motioning down the river, right? Like that's because he was successful in notifying you of this. You pick up on him kind of motioning down the river. You also pick up that he is not super excited about being out here and making tons of money. For someone who's getting rich at a pretty young age, he does not seem super excited about being out here.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So, but yeah, he's motioning with his head more to the south and west of your current location.
Okay. And I'm just gonna kind of lightly indicate that yes, I've seen, and I'm gonna keep going back.
Okay.
There it is.
1 second, real quick. I have to share something with an agent who learned something without all of you. Actually, it's probably be easier to just say out loud and be a little weird. Okay, so Kool-Aid,
Hmm.
there is a definite it's almost like tracking, right? But
Okay.
it's more of a proximity tracking.
Okay.
So you're able to determine that when like you can almost hear like soon as with your when you're successful, when you're
Mhm.
paying attention,
Mhm.
when you really start paying attention, right? And you're just really listening, you can almost hear like a voice, but it's not saying it's not in a discernible language. It's just a sound, right? And you
Mhm.
notice that as Kiwi approaches, the sound changes and then reverts back. So it sounds almost like a droning until Kiwi begins to approach, and then it changes, and then it reverts back after a couple minutes, like 2 minutes.
Kiwi or Kellogg?
Oh, Kellogg. That's right, because Kellogg came running back first.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Good tracking of time.
Got that one.
Yeah.
That one.
And then also when Kiwi does.
Okay.
Okay. All right, cool. Yeah. And you'll be able to hear that. Just ask if you think you might be able to hear it.
Gotcha.
All right. So yeah. There you go. Kellogg comes running back. Go ahead, Kellogg.
One second. He's gonna get in his aura mindset again and check out the crew, especially Tom.
Tom looks the same as Kraken as Kool-Aid.
Jesus Christ. He starts doing various symbols. Tom,
Just
Tom,
all of them. Doing all the symbols.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's doing all the ones he can think of, and he knows a few. Yeah, jazz hands. Yeah, and he's Tom. I'm terribly sorry, but I'm afraid that something that has happened in this valley, something maybe with the spirits, perhaps the Vikings saw it when they came through. Something has infected all of us. Our chakras, our auras, they're all misaligned. This is a disaster. It's obviously too late for us, but we could stop it at the source. I think we need to talk to Mr. Bell. Whatever he's done, it's got to be, because the other people have been here too long. It would have been noticed before now. Oh my God. It got Kiwi. What about her family? I have no idea. I don't care. Never mind.
Yeah, when he starts ranting on about chakras and spirit guides and all this,
Oh no.
that's gonna kind of awaken something in Kraken. It's just going, are we in danger?
No, this is the first Delta Green mission where we're not in danger. What are you, an idiot?
No, you said our chakras could be misaligned by something. Do you know
They
how long
are
it takes?
horribly.
I don't feel that. Take a moment to go through the. No, I feel fine.
You check all of your chakras.
Yeah, just quickly for a
Just
moment.
a little inventory.
Just
Oh, they seem all right.
No,
I got them all.
I feel fine. To me, what are you getting at?
I can't describe it yet, but we're all infected with whatever this light is, and we.
It's the light.
It's obvious. Yes, it's the light. Oh man, I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry.
Yes, and perhaps it's maybe best if we go see John then. You know, he may have the answers, even though we're supposed to stay away from him, because he's one of the people on the list of people we need to stay away from.
He is
Wait
the
a
list of
minute.
people.
Yeah.
Maybe Maybe that
suddenly,
Julie
yeah.
woman's in on it too. She
We'll
told us to
we'll
stay
clean her
away
up.
from John
Yeah.
to throw us off the scent of what's she's in on it.
That would explain the pamphlets. Yes, that is good thinking, Agent Kraken. But no, that makes complete sense. With his newfound wealth, he must be partaking of this Nordic being, the circle in the sky, like the sun rising. My God, what about the tides?
This isn't
I need
Nordic.
to read my book.
No, this isn't Nordic land though. The people from West Asia came across the land bridge to this area. The Vikings came from the east, not from the west. This can't be Vikings. Do you think this is the riverboat? Vikings didn't use riverboats. Those are only like people from the Midwest that had casinos.
It's also 90 years old, unless they're very late Vikings. I don't think that was it.
And I'm gonna walk up, I guess, about this time, and I'm gonna see Kellogg and Kraken having this like heated debate. I'm gonna look at
About Viking
Kool-Aid.
battle boats.
The Viking invasion of 1925.
By battle boat.
And I'm gonna just like, okay, Kool-Aid.
Yes.
Something's down that river down that way. The kid from the prospector group signaled me that way. He knows something about the lights.
Interesting. Tom, do you know what happens to be down that way?
He looks down the river and he's like, riverboat. We followed all the way down. You hit Dawson's Lake. Yeah, that's about it. It's a pretty calm little stream here, almost a creek.
Do you know why the kid would gesture me that direction when I asked about the light?
Am I trying to talk to John Bell or any of his men?
Fair enough.
They are generally not kind to me or people like me.
I read you loud and clear, I understand. But the kids seem to know something. So, do we think it's possibly the boat? These two are arguing about a Viking boat in the middle of a lake in Alaska. So clearly they're already of the mind we should go check out this mysterious Viking vessel that has been left in a lake in Alaska 90 years ago. So,
For another $100, I'll take you wherever you want, ma'am. But if you want me to go with you beyond the road, we got to take these caribou back to the settlement first.
Did you say you needed 3, Tom?
I was trying to get 3. We might be able to pick one up along the way. 2 will do for now. There's always tomorrow.
Okay.
But if you want to take a rifle, we ain't got laws about shooting from vehicles around here.
I'll get a shot.
All right. And he goes ahead and he gets in. When he gets in, Kraken, go ahead and make a Constitution ×5 roll.
1 times 5.
Yeah.
Oh. I think that's passed with an 18 on a 65.
Okay. So he gets in and he does not smell pleasant, but it's not enough to absolutely turn your stomach.
That's because I
So-
have shoved chapstick in my nose. Because
That's
my
good.
nose was getting really raw, so and it smells like the chapstick.
That's good because this man's been rubbing or
Yeah.
wiping blood and
I
viscera
will
off on his
see
pants.
that and kind of scoot closer to Kiwi or whoever's in the passenger seat now. If Kiwi's not there, I'll just kind of give him as much room as he needs to drive, and then I will again look for the seatbelt.
Okay. Kool-Aid.
Mhm.
You hear a sound as you're driving. Okay, you pick up on the sounds that you're hearing. Okay, and as you're driving, like you notice that whenever you hear a sound with your eyes closed, oh no, you're not seeing the light all the time. So yeah, you're hearing these sounds. The sounds are different tones. You're hearing them and they're different tones. There's like a baseline kind of hum, and then you'll hear different tones going up and down. Okay.
Do they sound like they're call and responses, or like they're just ambient kind of noise, like almost like they're from a speaker? Or
Almost like an intrusive thought,
Mhm.
but it's just a sound.
Okay.
Like you can't call it forth. You can't recreate the same sensation or experience. It's just the sound. Cool.
Yep.
All right. Make an alertness roll. See if
Okay.
you can, and then a firearms roll. See if you can catch yourself a deer or a caribou. Carla, you're riding shotgun. Y'all are heading to this settlement. I gotta see what that roll was. What was it?
It's 61 out of 40 for alertness. So
Oh well, no. What was your alertness? Because you gotta spot one first.
the alertness for 40.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, you just
They're both 40. So.
yeah, you just don't catch nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys pull into the settlement. As you guys get to the settlement, as you approach the settlement, Kellogg, like you did not believe that it was possible for the bright, like the light when you close your eyes, like it had been so encompassing and so definitely coming from one direction, but so encompassing. You didn't think it was really, you thought it was one of those things like you're going to figure out what this was. But when you get here, it's muted. It's still there, but it's muted. Okay. So that's for your crit success earlier on your aura rolls. It's muted when you get here.
Well, I think I'm still in the back with Kool-Aid, right?
Yeah.
Kool-Aid. They have some sort of protective wards. They must be tapping into the latent ley line chakra combination. Fascinating.
Okay.
I wonder if they have some sort of amulet or stonework that we could borrow.
Kellogg, does your book say anything about sort of the droning sounds?
Let me check. In conjunction with what? I mean, beyond air conditioners. Don't get me started.
Deer, or maybe the forest?
Interesting. A droning deer. Let me see. Let me see what John has to say.
What did John tell you?
It could be a bee deer.
That shit sounds dangerous.
That's a bad competition. Also, I was like, I'll just roll an occult just to see. Nope. Yeah. It's
just to find out.
Wait, no, receivers. The deer are the receivers for the aura. That's why the deers didn't have an aura. God, so obvious. Oh my God. Okay. So, no, they're transmitters. I've been blind. Yeah, he's going off. He's got ideas.
All right. So you guys get there and y'all pull up into the settlement. Now, when you've hit the settlement, because like the road changes, there are signs, and there's not like signs that you would read, but there are markers that you have clearly gone too far. Also, there is no way you accidentally get here, right? The road to here is difficult, to say the least. So when you guys get there, like you pull up, and Tom, you begin to see buildings, like houses in the woods. Periodically, they look like cabins. There's smoke and everything. Sometimes you see smoke coming out of the woods, just along the ground. Smells kind of like someone's burning leaves, debris, something along those lines. And eventually you pull up to a long cabin. I say it's long. It's like a ranch house, left and right, not real deep, but it wide, I guess would be a better word, a wide cabin. And Tom gets out and he tells you to just hold on a second, and he walks inside. You hear him call out, like he opens the door and he calls out, and then he turns around, or he goes in. He's inside for a little bit. He turns around, comes back out, and he says, all right, let me get those deer, and then let me get those caribou, and I'll take you to see John, or I'll take you to wherever you want to go. That's what he says, because he doesn't know where John is. So I'll take you to wherever you want to go.
Okay.
All right. Anyone gonna help? Y'all gonna help him?
I can help him take the deer, since I was hoping to load it anyway.
Okay. So Kool-Aid and Tom begin to unload these caribou, and Kool-Aid, you help him carry them inside. And when you get inside, what you realize is this first room, this first room is pretty much a processing room, right? Like there's large wooden tables, and like there are skins that are hanging up that are drying, right? And there's meat that's being hung in another part of the house. And you begin to realize this is not a house anyone would live in. The smell is too strong for someone to want to sleep here. But this appears to be like a curing house. So it's, kind of a community place on the settlement. And he's just like, yeah, we just got to get these up here on the table, and then we can go. And you help them get them both up on the table. And as you're walking out, make an alertness roll.
No, 83.
As you're walking out, you light up a cigarette, and you're having a great time because it's America.
I do tape though, it's healthier.
Nice.
All right. So yeah, and so Tom gets in the car. Man, God, y'all rolling like trash.
Disagree strongly.
I was actually
I know everything.
While they were
we need
in,
to talk to the elders.
Yeah, while they're inside, you guys can do whatever you want. If they got to move to caribou, it's not like it's easy.
And it's not going to take super long either. But are there any people out and about, especially like children?
Yeah. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, you do see there are people nearby. They're not initially here, but they begin to move this way. You do notice that there are two aged individuals. Their age is higher than yours, but you are unsure of what it might be. You are not familiar. you're like, man, I don't know if these guys have just lived like the hardest goddamn life ever and they're in their mid 40s, or if they're in their mid 140s. Like,
Yeah, they have that look, right?
yeah, right. Timeless.
That weathered kind of
Like a
weathered look.
lighthouse.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like you look at a lighthouse, it's like, was it built last year? Was it built 100 years ago? Who knows? Yeah. So two of them are you see the two of them wandering are coming up, and one of them's carrying under their arm like a rolled up wood, like a rolled up leather. I don't want to say case because that sounds like it has a form. It looks like just rolled up, like a rolled up long leather sheet, I guess, about this wide, and it's just rolled up. It's probably about that big around.
Like maybe a leather blanket type thing. Ground cloth of some kind, maybe.
I mean, you would probably anticipate it to be a leather yoga mat.
Yeah,
You've
that's
seen
kind of what I was
those at
thinking.
Sounds
REI.
right.
Yeah.
Sounds
that's,
right. Okay.
It's exactly.
You've
what
seen
I'm
those
thinking.
at REI or somewhere.
Yeah,
Urban Outfitters.
Urban Outfitters.
Okay.
Yeah, the faux animal print yoga mats, yeah. Which I despise, by the way, because
Yeah.
only cork for me, natural
we-
occurring.
We
Leather is naturally occurring. It occurs on you. It occurs on cows.
No, the faux leather ones. So obviously, if they're faux leather, then-
Oh.
yeah. The real leather ones I don't really despise.
we can't talk about your yoga mat preferences at this time. We don't have time. I don't know if I mentioned this to you too, but there is a dampening effect in the village, which I can only assume is intentional by them. Which obviously, if they were the ones causing the light, maybe they're protecting us. But at the very least, we could ask about it. To see if there are any rituals that they are performing, either intentionally or unintentionally, that we could replicate to lower our infection of the light.
Infection of the light.
Yes.
You know what? He did say that his people had a way to deal with this. Okay,
Yes.
I'm guessing that's whatever this is.
That's what I just
But
said.
infected with the light. Like, and I just kind of give Kellogg this look, and I just squint my eyes at him a little bit.
You have no idea how out of alignment your aura is. It is shocking.
Gee,
that's
thanks.
really not healthy. If your aura really is out of alignment,
He
then it's not
gestures
healthy.
like, see.
That might explain your really bad attitude you've had the last
That's
day.
a good. Do you think? No,
No,
it's not.
no,
It's not a
it's
cause.
my
This is
traveling-
normal. Yeah, this is normal.
This is
Oh,
my
that's
traveling
true. She
companions.
does
That's
get
the cause of this.
Grumpy when we travel too far from home.
Mostly
Oh, that's-
travel
yeah,
with
that's-
you.
That's
I
weird.
will
I thought you
close
were
my
getting along
eyes.
fine with Tom,
Yeah.
but all right.
And
Yeah.
is the light just as bright for me here? As I'm gonna look around.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
It's the
Um,
sun.
you notice that it feels well. I mean, if you want, go ahead and make an alertness, or what did you make? An occult roll.
A cult roll, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you can make an alertness or an occult roll because he pointed it out.
Alertness is a little better.
We're
Not
a
by much.
high
Oh, no.
occultness group.
Not by enough. Not
No,
by enough.
I would have
Not
needed
by enough better.
78 more.
Oh no!
98 on a 20.
Can't believe you have base alertness.
I'm oblivious. I do have base alertness.
This is
I'm playing this character
A nightmare.
exactly to the sheet. It's fantastic.
I mean, it's you close your eyes. I mean, you sure. Maybe. You're
Maybe.
not sure.
Eh,
You don't know.
I
You
don't
weren't
know.
paying attention. You weren't paying that much attention before.
that's-
You don't know enough to dispute it, but it doesn't seem right.
Yeah, that seems legit.
all right. who is talking to one of these elders? Because I mean, obviously, I could go mano y mano regarding the occult, but I don't know to what level they understand. Uh, uh, I can't really talk to people. I think
English,
we know that, right?
okay, yeah, we can understand that you don't know how to talk to people. That's very obvious. Yeah, they may not speak English here. We might have to use Tom as an interpreter, but we could always approach and see. I think I would rather ask Tom who we should be speaking with first, though. So,
I don't
I
trust
mean,
Tom.
what could it hurt
I'm
to just
sorry.
talk to people? And
you don't trust anybody.
like being the outgoing, charismatic
Yeah.
one that I am, I'll just look. I'm sure we have things in common. We can just say hi and ask about the people. So
No, I don't care about the people. We need to know about the wards.
you got to start small. And I'll kind of start walking towards the elders or the elderly people that are walking there, or older aged people.
She's gonna go into animism now. I just know it.
Now I'll walk over and give a big happy smile and a gentle wave. Hi, kind of. Now I'll pull my yoga mat out from my little sling bag that is on my back.
That's right. That sounds
You've
right.
carried this whole goddamn time.
You gotta have your
The
yoga
cold
mat.
can't be good for that. Whatever.
You never know when you might have to yoga.
Yeah.
Or you
I
might just need
suppose
the
so.
mat to insulate your butt from the cold, snowy ground in Alaska.
The Graham does not know the best spots unless you show them where you can yoga.
That's
Gotta
right.
always be ready.
That's a good point.
So, yep, and using that connection, that yoga mat, and I'll kind of, hi, do you speak English? I don't know if there are people here do, so I will ask. I'm an oblivious white girl from the city, man.
Okay,
This is,
Karen. Okay, Karen.
This is some eat, pray, love shit right here.
Hell yeah.
They they look at each other and then turn and look at you. Okay.
Yes.
And they reply to you. I want you to make a human roll.
Well, that's a little better than alertness.
It's going to be at a -20.
No, it's not any better than. Oh no, that's a fail.
It didn't even
Taken
matter.
A miracle. Would have taken a miracle.
Yeah. So they look at you and then they just kind of like string. I mean, they're talking to you, but you don't know a damn word they saying.
I guess not. And I'll point to my yoga mat and be like,
God.
and I'll start like doing gestures like yoga gestures. So it'll be like, is there a place I can, I'm trying to ask, is there a place I can yoga here?
One of them just with their arm just kind of motions like everywhere, and it's just and just arms out,
Great.
You were literally standing in the wilderness.
Yeah, I know. I didn't know if I didn't know if you had a place like a.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's a no yoga zone. Please.
Yeah. Do you have a place? A place. Draw a little like house.
Yeah. They just kind of motion up towards the house and begin to walk that way.
I'll follow behind.
Yes.
Follow them.
I'm gonna follow just because I'm curious as to what exactly they're going to make
Oh my God, this is
Agent Kraken
fantastic.
do.
All right.
I'm half convinced that they're going to sacrifice her, and that's fine.
Seems
Well,
legit.
you walk in there, and now you'll remember that these are freshly killed animals, and
Mhm.
while they were field dressed, they were not hung. So
Yeah.
when you walk in, there is blood pooling on the floor below below the table where the caribou have been set. It's a wooden table. There is a smell that if you know, you know, and if you don't, you do now.
Yeah.
Um,
The dead smell.
it's not like anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
There are animal skins that are being stretched and hung. Off down to the right side, you can tell where that part of the building, like the cold air is coming from that part of the building, and to the left, warm air is coming from that part of the building. Okay. The skins that are being stretched are on the left side of this room, and when you look through the hall in there, you can see where there's other skins that are being cured. Looking down the right, you can see where there's meat being hung. All right.
Yeah, this is not a place for my yoga mat.
The two older individuals that brought the that came in with you, you see them roll out the leather roll, and it's knives and blades and hooks for processing. And you see them begin to process these deer. And the one that you had asked about yoga, like, motions to all of the empty space in this room. And it's just like,
Okay. Well, I thank you for your hospitality. I will don't think this is the best place for yoga, but do you I'm trying to think how to phrase this. Yeah, I think that's the question I'm gonna ask. I think that's what I'm gonna ask. Do you know John the Bell? Even though I don't think they can understand me, I'm still just going to continue speaking in English. Has he wronged your people somehow?
I mean, he's an asshole.
Oh, and they respond.
Yeah, but he never asked me if I could speak English.
Fair. My apologies. I just didn't know. Being that you're all are here on this, you know, sacred ground of your people, I didn't know if maybe you had, kept to your traditional languages. So I just wanted to be respectful. My apologies. If I offended, I apologize. But I'm curious. He seems to have gotten kind of rich lately, I guess, and about the time he started making it good, everybody else started seeing this bright light.
Yes, the town people, they deal with the light.
We're not from here, and we kind of can see it too. Is that normal? Outsiders get affected by it?
I mean, to be fair, you're here outside of tourist season.
Yeah. Excuse me. I'm gonna.
Oh my God! Okay, look, what are you using to ward against this light? Because clearly there's a different vision. What kind of hyper geometric principles are you applying here?
Magic.
If you wish, yes.
No, that's the answer. Magic.
Okay. He's struggling with oh boy, I don't know if this is a good idea.
Yeah.
But it's also like,
Do it.
If you don't mind, I would really like to know how you do that, because I think it's the only way we're not going to be destroyed by some ancient sky light god thing.
What do you know about wards. And
Uh,
about this time, like Tom and Kool-Aid are coming in and out. Also, Kiwi, you have made it back to this area. You don't have to go inside, but
I would.
You do not, Kellogg. You do not. That is a damn lie.
I think he's aware of the concept. He'd know
definitely
the old, like probably the classic, salt across the doorstep, that kind of stuff, but horseshoe over it, obvious wards, but he would have no way of knowing their particular brand of it.
Yeah.
So in theory.
We ward against the light.
Is this something that you could teach us quickly?
No.
That's disappointing, if I'm being honest. How long have you had to ward against the light, though?
Oh, our people have warded against the light forever.
Do you have anything in your records that would imply why the light would grow in strength suddenly? Because clearly this has not always been a thing in this area for the not settlers, but townspeople. That's what I'm looking for.
Where is the fire brightest?
And he kind of does a quick spin and points in the direction.
No. Where is a fire brightest?
At the source?
It's magic. It's not rocket science.
Well, that's the... All right, we need to go. Like yesterday.
What do you mean?
Kind of...
I thought we'd be able to
conversation.
find. Oh yeah, I cannot believe I'm walking behind. Do they speak English? Do not even begin with this.
Wait. So we were right the whole time.
I'm sorry. We?
Yeah, we were right the whole time. And if he walks out, I'm gonna walk behind him. And just go on about the not Viking paddle boat.
Okay, are we? This is not about the Viking fucking paddle boat. This is about the source of the light, which is most likely Bell, who is messing with things he doesn't know and awakened something worse. And we can't even learn the fucking words against this. This is ridiculous.
What does this have to do with a Viking paddle boat? Why do you
Nothing.
keep going on about a Viking paddle
It has
boat?
nothing to do with
a
the
Viking
paddle boat.
Vikings weren't even here then. They came from the east. The people that settled this land came from the Western Asia or Eastern Asia.
Oh, I'm sorry, Agent Kraken. Did they speak English?
No,
There would have
they
been.
probably didn't.
Okay.
There would have been, a more diplomatic way to go around, go about figuring that
Blood
out.
on my Uggs. Ugh.
I got the information I needed. I've learned that going here was a worthless point in time. We should have just gone directly there. But you know what? Tom
Where,
said
to
he
the
would,
battle
so
boat?
why are we waiting around? I'm going to hurt you, Agent Kraken. I don't know how. I don't have those skills, but I will find a way.
Oh yeah.
Did y'all ask about the recent changes or what was
Yes.
causing the light or
I tried to, but somebody interrupted me and went on about magic and
The light has always been here. All right. Fine. Let's go back to them. Do you know they're gonna tell me something about fire again? I don't care. I'm gonna go find Tom. We gotta get going.
Did y'all just have that conversation inside the house?
I think as we were walking out, right?
Oh, as you were walking out? Okay.
Yeah.
Like as y'all are walking out in that conversation, like when y'all bring up Vikings, the two people inside laugh out loud. Just like out loud. Just unashamed.
perfect.
Don't care if they hurt your feelings. They laugh out loud at you.
they
That's
deserve it? It's okay. Laugh all you want. They deserve it.
This is probably for the best, honestly.
Yeah, probably.
So
Right.
yeah, so you walk out and Tom and Kool-Aid standing there smoking cigarettes. Like they
Oh, that's why I
heard.
think trickle down economics really works.
Nailed it.
So who has crazier theories?
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Okay, so first of all, this cell, we need to run this cell as much as we can.
We're not going to survive. We have
As
no.
much. I mean, y'all might fuck around and survive. You don't know. Okay, so Tom is standing
Fuck
there.
around, find out, fuckers.
Where is it exactly, Kellogg, that you're trying to get Tom to go? Because you had an idea there. You and Kiwi kind of had an idea. Like,
Yeah, I think with
separately.
with our kind of triangulation, we've kind of guesstimated it's along the river, kind of by the paddle boat area. But it really is, if we can kind of triangulate, we could in theory attempt to do that. If we kind of had an idea, if I looked here, it was roughly there, now we're
Oh.
on the other side.
Okay, so couple of things. One, are you going to the paddle boat, or are you looking for John Bell, or are those one and the same?
They seem like they're one and the same. I
Okay.
feel
My
like the
vote.
source of the light is Agent Kellogg's main thing. If they don't find John, he doesn't give a shit. Not really. The lights.
But
the
you
thing.
believe John is the source of the light. That's what you just said.
Yeah, that's his conspiracy theory. Yep.
And two, so what was the second question that I had? Well,
Am I loading a rifle and keeping it along? Yes.
What, just by chance, what is your navigation?
Well, that'd be base. Why do you
Base.
ask?
Base?
That's why.
Oh,
Base.
okay. So oh wait, yeah, Kraken is also blinded by the light. So by the light.
Old time. Old
Okay,
time.
so you guys, between the two of you, you can make a navigation roll at a +20 in
Holy,
order
really?
to figure out, like, to navigate to where the source of this light would be. Or you can just give a flat location to Tom as he drives all of this.
I was just gonna tell Tom we want to go down the river that way towards the Viking paddle boat.
So Kiwi is making the call here.
God, a fucking boat.
You're the
know.
one that said it was a Viking paddle
No,
boat.
no, I
You and
didn't.
Kellogg
No,
were
no, we
talking
didn't.
about
Actually,
how it
both
was a
agree it's not a Viking
boat.
paddle
We
boat.
agree it's not a Viking paddle boat for different reasons, and I'm right and he's wrong. But anyway,
Meanwhile, Kool-Aid's over here trying to
Ooh.
push Reaganomics on people.
so I got a. Are we doing the navigation?
No, it sounds like we're telling
Kiwi
what's
just
his face.
straight was
Yeah.
like, drive to the
Yeah.
boat.
Well, I
Alright,
will
so
side
Tom-
seat
Do it.
drive Tom because I got a 28
Oh
on
my
a 30
God.
for navigate.
Oh my god.
You are such a goddamn eat, pray, love person.
Okay, so
Sure, you
Tom's-
lived around here forever, but let me tell you where we're going.
Exactly.
okay, so that's, first of all, that's not very live, laugh, love of you. But anyway,
No, it's
Um,
pray die. That's what it is.
so Tom, like, you guys tell him you want him to take y'all to the boat, and he's like, I will 100 yards. He's like, I can get you within 100 yards. I will not go to that boat.
100 yards is close enough.
Are we driving right now, or are we waiting?
Oh, y'all are getting ready to load up.
You don't need to
Okay.
load up.
Yeah.
Why won't
Why
you
won't-
drive closer?
Because it belongs to John Bell.
Oh. For some reason, I'm not surprised. All right.
Yeah.
He's doesn't take kindly to trespassers. So up here, I don't know if you noticed, there's a distinct lack of ambulances and more guns than people.
As God intended.
Oh my god.
Point taken.
I love it. All right. So he's, yeah, straight up, he's just like, I'm not a fan of being shot at, and John is a miserable cunt.
But is he a good shot?
Fair enough. That's a good question. Is he a good shot?
I am still here. I still not a fan of being shot at.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, you know, I'm not gonna
Just got to be lucky once or unlucky once, as the case would be.
Fair enough.
True.
All right, we won't ask you to take us any further than that. That's fine.
You once you talk to Tom and you get the all clear, happy to help.
Wait, talk to John.
Load up. That's why I said John.
Oh, okay. Like,
Right.
Sorry, John.
yeah. Yep. Okay. All right. Makes sense. Yeah. Let's load up.
All right.
As he's handing out more bullets.
Yeah, right. So you guys load up. Kraken has her machete. Rest of y'all got rifles. And he drives down, and as you're driving down, like the woods, like as you get further south along this river, one of the things you notice is that the woods are notably less dense. As you follow, these logging roads heading back down that way, you get down toward the area, and Tom kind of pulls off to the side, and he's like, all right, if you just follow the river another 100 yards, you'll be able to see him. And he's pulled off like kind of in a copse of trees, so he can't really be seen from the road either. And he's like, you get the all clear. I'll be happy to come down there if you guys need me. But I ain't trying to talk to John Bell. All right.
All right. Fair enough.
Absolutely.
When we get to the edge of the trees, can we, take a look through the old scope at this area? Is it out a little bit, or is it kind of along the tree line?
The paddle boat is actually like half submerged in the river. It's clearly at a fixed point. It's been there for so long, it's settled. Like it's going to take something, like a boulder hitting it to move it at this point. But it's kind of canted sideways at an angle. But you can see where there's like a gangplank that goes up to it, and there's clearly a like an entrance that you can see. As you get closer, Agent Kellogg and Agent Kraken, go ahead and make a sand roll.
Yeah, that's what I expected. That's fail.
Yeah, I failed too.
All right, both of you take a D4. And any actions that require visual acuity are at a -20. As the light, doesn't matter if your eyes are open, doesn't matter if they're closed, it's there.
Well, this is
It
definitely
is
the source.
difficult to look at anything.
You don't suppose he brought sunglasses? I guess it doesn't matter, because if I close my eyes, it's still there.
Mhm.
Oh, Kraken's got a pair of Ray-Bans.
Oh, I know, but it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Yeah. Yeah. I'll just tell it doesn't help.
Nope, not at all.
I can't believe you only have a machete on you. This is not acceptable. And I'm gonna pull out my my pistol that I brought with me and hand it to her. This is not acceptable. You have to have some sort of a weapon. Actually, you can't see, can you? Just give it back to me. Never mind.
Yeah, it's probably be better if I don't have that. It's squinting inside my sunglasses. I pull them up, put them down. Yeah, can't really
Don't hit
see.
me. Don't hit me with that. And I look at Kellogg and I'm like, you probably shouldn't shoot that either. Never mind. You know what? Let's go in here and talk to him.
I'm fine. We can aim. Is he on the riverboat? Are there any other structures?
There's no other structure.
Is this guy a supervillain?
This is a
Probably.
supervillain layer.
Well, that's what happens when you mess with too much non-Euclidean geometry. Okay. All right.
Finally, something I agree with you about.
Actually, I think we all agree with that. Looks towards Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Trickle down economics, something we can all agree on.
People from every side of the aisle can come together and
right.
agree. No, this is kind of bright, huh?
Mr. Bell, are you in there?
You just gotta freaking call out.
You're just gonna
Uh-huh.
yell.
Is there
Call
are there
out.
is there like
Yeah.
trees or bushes or anything around? Like,
I don't know, where are y'all standing? Like this is literally like a paddle boat with the big paddle on the side, right? You know,
yeah.
it's sitting at an angle. There's a gangplank that leads up to the side of it. There is like a hole that's been cut into it. That, you know, the gangplank leads up that you could go into the side of it.
So basically, Kiwi, you're just doing the equivalent of permission to come aboard. I mean,
Where are you all in relation to this? Like, are you walking right up on it? You can.
I'm walking
I
right
just
up
need to
to the,
know where y'all
gangplank.
are.
but I'm not going to step foot on the gangplank until I've called out and somebody has said something or I've had a chance to listen. So
my vision is for shit right now. I'm gonna stay a little bit. Is it the rifles have a range of like 120 meters? Is this within range if I, take up a spot on the tree line?
Yeah.
All right. I'll do that. I'll kind of get behind a tree and try and aim towards the door, really squinting into this. It's gonna be
Okay.
a tough shot, but
Okay. Kiwi, you're standing at the base of the gangplank. Kellogg's at the tree line. Kraken is
I'm gonna kind of skulk around to the underside of the paddle wheel. That's imagine some of it's there's like a void there. And kind of prep to climb up the paddle wheel and if things go south, so I can come in from behind with machete attack.
okay. So Kraken is kind of Spider-Manning, like laying in wait on the paddle wheel.
Yeah,
Alright,
kind of
and
in the shadow of
Kool-Aid.
the paddle wheel. Yeah.
All right, and Kool-Aid.
I will back up Agent Kiwi. Out
So-
in the open.
You're gonna be up there with Agent
Yeah.
Kiwi. All right.
I do want to clarify that I have my rifle where I can easily grab it. Like I'm not, I'm not
Yeah,
just
mine
like,
is slung.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
So-
on. You have it slung. You don't have it drawn, right?
Yeah,
I
well,
don't know. It depends on your definition of parlay.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, well, I mean, we don't even know if he's in here yet, right? Like, I'm just calling out.
Hmm.
Okay. So let's do this. We'll say Kiwi. You want high or low?
Low.
Oh, it is low. All right, Kool-Aid.
All right.
Kool-Aid, make an alertness check first.
Awareness. Four.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
You go ahead and make a dodge check then.
Okay. At base.
Oh,
Oh no.
This will be
Well,
fun.
at least you get to roll, right?
Yeah. 42. So
That's a
not-
physical. That's crit. That's crit success. It's a
Nice.
physical action.
Oh. Are we?
Oh,
Are those
that's right.
applying?
42s are crit successes in my games. So, because it's the answer for everything. So you
Right.
crit succeed, right? Here's what happens. Okay. Kellogg, you're watching, looking through your scope, squinting, doing your best. You're like, I can almost see what's going on.
It's so nearly.
Kraken is you see you're kind of distracted watching Kraken clamber up the side of this wheel that's at an angle and draw the machete like a Somali pirate, like a yoga,
Exactly.
a Patagonia Lululemon Somali
Patagonia Pirates.
pirate. Okay. Kiwi calls out, and when Kiwi calls out, Kool-Aid out the corner of his eye, you see his head snap, and then with what you can only assume are highly honed CIA reflexes, definitely not by the skin of his teeth luck, he just kind of drops a shoulder and just rolls to the side. And where he was standing, you see the ground kick dirt up into the air. And you hear the report of a rifle, and you see the muzzle flash from the top of, or from basically from where the captain's deck would be. Okay. Kraken, you hear the rifle, you see where it hit because you saw Kool-Aid dodge, and Kiwi, you as well. All right, so dexterity. Who's what?
70.
11.
We're doing in that.
Oh, 55,
11.
55, 70,
75.
75.
Nice.
Oh, right. So it's going to be Kool-Aid, Kraken, Bell,
Uh-oh.
Kiwi, and Kellogg. So Kool-Aid,
Right.
that's on you.
So how in the open is this? Like, can I get to a little bit of cover before firing back, or should I run into the boat?
Well, I mean, you have two options. You could run up against the boat, because then in theory the angle would put you out of the line of fire from the deck. What is the hell? The bridge, I guess, whatever the fuck that thing's called. And or you could run the gangplank and run inside.
I think I'm gonna run inside.
Okay. All right, so you take off, like you roll and you pop up, and as soon as you pop up, your feet hit the ground like on the gangplank, and you take off and you run inside the boat.
Through the wall, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Through where the opening is.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So when you get into the boat, where you're at, it's warm inside the boat. There is like a room to your left, which would be going to the rear toward the paddle room, right? And the heat seems to be coming from that direction.
Okay. And
I'll give you an action. There's a move action to get in here. I'll give you a full action, whatever you want to do. You can move again if you want, but it's all you'll be able to do.
I'll head towards where that is, see if I can just like peek in, but from behind, like the doorway, essentially.
Oh, hold on a second.
Yes. This is so much fun. I'm having so much fun playing this character. This is fantastic.
Yeah. I hate to stop it here, but I need to stop it here.
Do you want to stop for the night? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, I need to stop for the night. But we can play again next week if especially if we need to. We can go ahead and we can wrap this up then. But yeah, I just need to stop for the night. It's getting late. And I gotta go take care of business. So
no, I understand. Totally understand.
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys.
Yes, we got a little squirrely.
We ran a little late.
We got a little squirrely. So
yeah, y'all made this a little hard. All
We're
right,
having
guys.
too much fun, honestly.
Make a game hard. No. All right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. It's great to have you all here. Thanks for staying up late with us. We'll see you next time to wrap this one up next Friday night, or maybe before if we need something to fill in a gap. But probably next Friday night. Tomorrow we're playing Dungeons and Dragons at noon. Join us for Rise of Tiamat. Episode 3 or 4, I can't remember. We're getting into that one. Where they just freaking one-shotted my dragon last week or 2 weeks ago. That made me mad. But I'm proud of them. Anyway, sorry I'm getting rambly because I too am getting tired. We definitely want to say thanks to all of our Patreon supporters once again, and to all of our subscribers. Thanks so much for hitting that subscribe button. If you've enjoyed tonight's show as much as we have, then you need to join the cast. So jump to the Discord and tell us you want to play. We'd be happy to have you. Until next time, folks, we're the United Adventure Company, and this has been Delta Green, a module based on the Midnight Sun. Until next time, stay out of our paddle boats. Bye, everybody.
All right. Love that fresh mountain air.